Right, guys, welcome to the first final drop, the podcast where we talk about everyday stuff and the stuff that you guys send in. So make sure you keep on sending that stuff in because we've got a good few things to talk about that you guys sent in today. Right, you got myself, I'm JB. We got CFC Sam's to my left. We got Justy over there, and we got Wes in the corner.
Yo.
Right, we have got 4 drops on the table. Let's figure out which one we're going to talk about first, boys. What do you think?
What do we like the look of? Should we get serious or should we talk about something flippant?
I like the flippant stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's ease into it.
On a lighter note, right, let's do that. Let's do that. So I reckon we start with hype beasts. Is it a good investment?
Yeah.
So
So
it's not on the table. Sorry.
we got hype beast. Is it a good investment? Now, if you're wondering what a hype beast is,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
because I'm pretty sure I had to Google what a hype beast was actually, or YouTube it. It's someone that buys the latest trends and exclusive fashion items with the potential to resell them for profit.
So-
Is it a good investment?
Shout out Khalil for giving this question. So does Khalil
Shout out Khalil.
want to invest in hype?
So
beasts?
Khalil told me he is a hype beast.
So he invests in
So he'll
Sorry,
buy.
is there a word for hype beast or hype beasters or something, or is it
just
just
term.
Hype
just term.
Hype beast is the term. Yeah, is that
Okay.
is that like clothes? expensive
So yeah,
clothes?
so there's a few different kind of hype beasts in it. There's ones that just buy the latest trends and they keep them. There's ones that buy them and resell them. The perfect example is someone that buys anything from Supreme.
yeah, Supreme.
That's the
Yeah.
perfect example of a hype beast. They'll wait all day, they'll wait outside all day to buy a brick that's got Supreme written on the side of it. Is it worth it? Is it a good
So
investment?
am I wrong in saying
Huh?
it's someone that jumps on the bandwagon?
So that buy
Any
bricks, a brick.
Did you not see the Supreme brick?
No, I didn't see the Supreme.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a brick,
It was a brick
like a building
that
brick.
Supreme were selling.
Yeah, or something
A
like
brick, Wes. A brick, bro. And people queued up to buy it, bro.
Why?
Because it's the hype beast. Because it's the latest
Yeah.
thing,
That's what
bro.
they want.
See me, I don't get it anymore. I used to buy, like, from my perspective, because I'm the oldest one here, yeah? So I was a hype beast back in the day.
Can I get what Machino?
Mad Mosh.
Iceberg.
Okay, there used to be a little shop in West End called Probito.
Probito.
Everyone knows about Probito, yeah? They're like, well, from my era. And we used to go in there on a weekend. I'd spend £200 on Iceberg leather jacket.
Iceberg
I'd
jeans.
buy £130 on Iceberg jeans, Patrick Cox shoes. When you was going raving to garage, that's what you had. You had to be dressed to the nines, and I think it is a part of when you're young. You wanna preen yourself. That's a good word. You know what I'm saying? As a male, you wanna be the slickest. You wanna look. And I spent a lot of my hard-earned cash on nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Which stuff I gave to my little brother when I was. You know what I'm saying? Like things that I don't have any of that now. You know what I'm
None of
saying?
it.
Like we were saying earlier. I'm happy with Zara. I'm Zara'd out right now, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm
that's,
Bershka.
I'm Bershka, you know what I'm saying? That's good for me. I've got 3 kids. I've got more other priorities. So I think, I don't know, is the Mad Mosh that I bought in the late 90s, early 2000s, is that worth anything now? No. You know what I'm saying?
Is it though?
I don't know. I ain't got none of it. I don't know. It might be.
Yeah, it might be.
What I did see, there was, when Sports Direct first opened, yeah, me and my boy, we went and bought Nike jackets, these big Nike coats, yeah, they were like,
What Arsene Wenger kind of jackets?
Yeah, the big
Arsene
puffer
Wenger
ones.
ones with the
Yeah.
Nike, and it was like a Nike with an oval symbol of the Nike tick in the middle.
I think I
on the
remember
back
that.
of it.
Was it black and then the
There was one of them was black. You could get one that was like tan brownish, and then there was a blue and a red version. And we bought them, yeah. And like the other day, I had to text my boy and say, "Look, fam, do you remember you bought these jackets for like £15? And they're going for like, it's not a massive improvement, but like they're like £60 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's labeled vintage Nike jacket, and it's like." Right, man should have held up. I swear I got that at my grand's house still. Might go back and get that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's like these things, and they I don't know if it does in like what's the increase in value,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. I just never have. There was a time when it was the most valuable thing for me. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just fallen off.
Well, wait. Talk about what you spoke of, what you put in the group when you said that the boy that resold and made a lot of money.
Oh yeah. So I don't know too much about it, but I watched a clip on WorldStar. There was a dude. I think sneakers are different. Is sneakers part of the hype
Yeah.
beast thing?
It's
Right.
probably
Yeah,
that's
it
where
is.
it originates from.
But
No,
this
it
originates
this
from
is what
sneakers,
I was
yeah.
gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say, was you buying clothes back in the day to look good, or was you buying them to make money on them?
I was buying them for purely for me to be sweating them out in a rave on a
In a
weekend.
mad old school garage
You know what I'm
rave.
saying? The mad old school garage rave, the mad dancehall thing, Equinox, Choice FM, Rest It Soul, Choice FM parties, all that type of stuff. Like we was all looking slick. You know what I'm saying? We had, to that standard, we had Bear Moschino,
And you're what, Patrick Cox?
YSL, Patrick Cox. You know what I'm saying? It was all about
What
loafers.
did the Patrick Cox shoes look like, bro?
They're just loafers. They're just standard loafers. You know what I'm saying? But people could tell when you had if your things was Patrick Cox or if it was Next. You know what I'm saying? They could tell. You know what I'm saying? But like they knew it. So it's one of them ones there. I wore it not for the thing of saying, yeah, in 10 years time these Mad Mosh are gonna be vintage and it's gonna be value. I just bought it because I liked it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about too much about the hype beast thing.
But isn't a hype beast someone who buys these clothes to make money on them?
It's both.
Nah.
So it could be someone
Could
that
be a
buys
collector,
money.
no?
It could be someone that just likes them. But it's always the latest thing that's so exclusive. That's what they
The
aim to get.
exclusivity of it.
Because it could be butters.
But then I'll
I've
be
seen
honest
so
with you,
much butter
That's
stuff.
the same thing I seen that one guy in America. He literally made a living off it. Benjamin Kicks.
Okay.
He started off by just queuing up to buy the latest trainers and all this and that. Started selling it for a profit, and then somehow he started getting rare trainers, and that's when artists started hitting him up. And from that, he blew up within like the rap and hip hop community. So he actually made a living off of it. So I think it can be a very good investment, because if you are collecting something that, let's say, like, if you started collecting something from the first Off-White collection and do this and that.
Yeah.
Not being funny, but when Virgil gets to a certain stage in his career, I think it will be worth a lot of money. So
It is now.
it is now. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
as he grows in his career, it'll become a lot more. So it can be a smart investment if you do it correctly. But if you just buy it for the sake of you want to look good, but then 3 months later you want to change your mind and let me make a profit,
Yeah.
that's a different conversation. But
Okay, let's think about the actual whole buying something just because it's expensive, buying something just because someone wrote. I said it before, yeah. This Off-White thing, yeah, it's some fucking joke, bro.
In episode 0.
Man got a Nike trainer and wrote Off-White on it,
No, he
and
wrote.
now it's
He
worth.
wrote. Did he write?
Oh,
what was
he
it-
wrote.
what was it-
It's a
of the
trainer.
Yeah, it's a trainer.
It's a
description of the
trainer.
trainer.
Yeah, hype for me is a temporary term. It doesn't carry longevity. Hype is something that changes from one trend to the next.
New word for fad.
Yeah, it's a fad. So if something's hyped now, when the hype dies on that thing, doesn't the value die with it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because these
So,
hypes are, they are hypes.
is it a good hustle for temporary? So you could say, oh, you buy something in the height of its hype, and because you own it, you possess it at the time it's most wanted.
Yeah.
That's when you can make the most profit of it. But if you sell it, say next year, when it's like they moved on to something else now, then they're gonna look at it and say,
Yeah, but you
what's
got to
that?
look at it like.
So you've lost your money on that investment. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm saying?
if Yeezy, if Kanye West dies in 10 days, I hope he doesn't. But if he dies, do you know how much Yeezy will be worth, bro? Do you know how much they'll be worth? So
Yeah,
it's
that-
like
but
it's a
that's a
risk that
different-
you. But it's the
That's
funny thing
different.
is,
That's not hype.
do you know what?
That's-
Yeah, but no, it is. But the thing is, like, if you buy a pair of Yeezys, you can sell them for more. It's that simple. Exclusive ones. Right now, so to be honest, it's not a bad investment for short term. If you hold on to them and you're a collector, then you never know, they might be worth money. But that's with anything, bro. You're never guaranteed that something's going to be worth money in 100 years. You know, and them ones like. So it's a bit mad still.
It's true. It's not the same as. It's like what's that movie? Baby Boy.
Baby boy.
Ving Rhames. And he's
What's
talking
that bit called?
about-
That's the
Not
only
that
bit I remember.
Not that bit, man.
You
My
can't
man's
mention
talking about
Baby Boy and
My
not,
man's
and
talking
not
about
mention the
that
frog, bro.
No, because the next, the second most famous scene from it, which is Guns and Butter.
When he finds the stepdad.
Oh, Guns and Butter, and he's choking him out in a yoke. And he's like,
I think the second most fun, the famous scene is when he's in jail. So, who's that? Jordy with the.
You know, actually,
When Snoop Dogg pulls
Snoop
up.
Dogg's-
When Snoop Dogg just pulls up.
All right,
like-
okay, it's been downgraded to the fourth most famous scene, yeah, where he's like going, Guns and Butter, and he's talking about what guns is, and butter's clothes. He's saying butter is bullshit. Butter is like clothes and cars, things that depreciate, things that don't. You can, like everyone says, you drive a car off the lot, and as soon as you drive the car out of that lot, value's gone. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like,
It's
I
never
think it's
going to be
like
worth more than
30%
it is
straight away.
at that point when
Yeah.
you buy it. You know what I'm saying? He said the same thing for clothes. So what he was talking about with guns, the guns is property, art. These are things that like are a good investment, like historically. So in a way,
Yeah, but he's never met a hype beast.
yeah, but the question is
'Cause
it
these
a
guys
good
are making money,
investment?
bro.
Is it a good investment? So if you're asking my opinion on whether something's a good investment,
Yeah.
all that hype beast shit, that's butter. That's not gonna be worth anything in 10 years time. But if you're talking about a Rembrandt or a Picasso or one of those or a Mark Rothko piece of art, then that's gonna
Patrick
only
Cox.
increase.
or
Old
a
school
pair,
Patrick
or a
Cox.
pair of Patrick Cox.
I got one left. One Patrick Cox.
I wouldn't necessarily
Right
agree with that
foot.
because I think there's some things that Supreme made years ago that are more
I don't
valuable
think.
now
I don't think Supreme. I
than
don't
they
know.
were- than what it
I don't
was
think
before.
anything Supreme makes is gonna be worth any money until the point where possibly
It is worth a lot, though.
even
now,
that brick.
but possibly until like 30, 40 years from now, we'll be like classed as vintage,
Nah,
and even
man.
then only for a certain.
I'll be
period
honest
of
with you, there's
time.
things now that
But I don't think a Supreme. Sorry to cut you. I don't think it will increase exponentially, like year by year, as a good investment. You know what I'm saying? Compare Supreme to a Banksy piece of art. It's not gonna keep gaining
You're right.
value.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, is it a good investment? This is what we're asking right now. Sorry, is it a good investment?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what? It is
It
a
is.
good. It is a good
Yeah.
investment because I've heard a lot of
Now,
stories about
not
people
long
making
term.
money.
Not long term, yeah.
I've heard a lot of stories about people making a lot of money through stuff
Yeah.
like Supreme and certain like limited edition.
even Jordans.
Yeah, Jordans. I mean,
Jordans
like
especially.
Yeezys.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those. Yeah, like people can make a lot of money. So, if the question is it a good investment?
Yeah.
I think if you know what you're doing, then yeah, because like if we're talking about something else which is a good investment, but you don't know what you're doing, you're not gonna make money from it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
All right. My advice to the kids: it's a quick flip. It's a legal hustle. Take it on that note, innit? Do it that way and make your money now, because this is when it's hype now. Hype is this the word? It's a hype thing. So
But inform
do it
yourself
while it's
about
hype.
what you're getting.
Yeah.
Don't just
inform
go
yourself. Yeah.
think, oh, Jordan's releasing these.
Don't buy
trainers, let me buy
Supreme
them.
and the P and the R are mixed up, and you know what I'm saying? Man's buying Supreme and all.
Do you know what?
Supreme.
Supreme.
Saying that, yeah, I was on holiday this summer, innit? I'm not gonna say where I was, but
But we know.
like, everyone was wearing Supreme. If it weren't Gucci, yeah, it was Supreme, innit? Like on LV or something. And that,
Gucci.
like, yeah.
Fuck boys.
But like obviously it was all fake, innit? Yeah. But what I'm saying is, even out there, they knew what Supreme was.
They're
and
hype
that, like,
beasts.
yeah, they
Yeah.
like there was all different Supreme hats and that. Like man, them all trying to outdo each other.
But was it one of them locations where Supreme is made in the same factory as Gucci?
Might be.
No.
Yeah.
That's not one of those locations. Bro.
Where he went, nah. No factories there. Like.
No, I'll be honest with you. So I think for the question, is Hypebeast a good investment? Investment.
What's the
don't
final
say,
drop?
The final drop. I'll say it's a good investment. So investment doesn't say if it has to be a long term or short term. It says investment. So
Can you make money off it?
yeah,
There you go.
it's a good investment.
My
yeah?
thing is,
if you know what you're doing.
invest now, make some profit, and then buy some art. Buy a house.
Is this Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay-Z's album.
No.
Bro, what do you think, bro?
Jay-Z's dropping knowledge on.
I bet it's
on
true though.
Because he
It's
bought
good
a piece of
investment.
art for 2 million.
and
Have
it's
you got
worth
2
8
million?
now. The guy made 5 million of
This
sneakers.
man's a hype beast.
He made 5 million of sneakers, bro.
So wait, can I?
I'm a hype beast about
can I ask
classics.
you a
Bro,
question?
wait. He
Wait,
just said, kids, go buy some art.
The guy made 5 million of sneakers.
Hold
I
on.
bet you he turned around and bought houses. You can't buy a house made out of Supreme sneakers, bro.
Can I ask
You
you a question? Can I ask you a
can't do
question?
that. You gotta invest that money into something, innit?
But then
Man said, go buy some $2 million pound art.
If you're making, what I said first was, if you're making a nice profit off of the hype beast items, then invest that into something more serious. That's my thing. Innit?
okay, I hear you still, but then what, we're gonna have hype beast for art then?
No.
Yeah.
The two hustles are separate things.
Why? Why
I'm
can't you
saying?
be a
Because
hypebeast
one
for
of
art?
them's short term, one of them's long term. In my eyes, in my
yeah,
opinion,
okay.
one of them's a short term hustle that you can make quick flips off, and then the other one is a long term thing which you should invest your money into because it's something you can give to your kids. I don't think you can give to your kids, your grandkids, or whatever.
But if you shot it and you make more
10
than you
toes.
spent on it, even if it is 10 years or whatever, isn't that a good investment?
Yeah, but if you made money off it now and then you bought a piece of art with that money you bought that thing.
This guy.
You just fucked me up.
Wants
You like
everyone
go across
to
the table.
buy art.
Everyone go
Buy
back.
some
It's just
art.
Guys,
Right
go
now,
there, buy
yeah.
art. Just
Buy a
art.
house. Buy a house. Buy something. Buy
Buy
like
an
something that's
artistic
worth
house.
gaining value. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all. Anyway, to be honest, yeah, it's all European standards, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Of value. You know what I'm saying? So buy some land. Buy some land in Africa. Do that shit. You know what I'm saying? With your hype beast money. Why are you laughing for?
Huh?
Why are you laughing for?
Because
not
of the
funny,
last
but-
podcast, I have to watch what I say. You just said something. I have a million jokes run from my head,
Yeah,
but I'm going to
because
hold it
you are-
down.
I know.
Right,
Is
so
that
the
how you
final...
hold it down with your nose?
Yeah.
literally holds it down.
Oh, my nose now.
Final drop on that one
No edits.
is Wes thinks it's not a good investment long term, whereas I think it's a good investment short term. I think
it's
it
a
is,
good
yeah.
investment short term.
I think it could be both if
you're
like,
smart
you're
about it.
smart about it. Yeah.
Imagine if Prince made like a sweatband. Do you know how much that would be worth now? Or Michael Jackson, but he's cancelled.
Love.
Who's gonna put that one to bed? Go on, G.
Honest.
Go on.
Crush it up like a fine piece
Put
of
it
art.
to bed.
Oh, sorry, I went to get the bin, bro.
Air Jordan.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Do you see the Jordans, the fake Jordans, the Bear bought, and then the Jordan? See the Jordan, he's doing that.
What
His
is he doing?
legs are like that. When they sew the legs together, it looks like butt cheeks.
It seems like this.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even see that.
The
Did you
fake
see the
Jordan.
one where they misprinted one of the trainers and it was an upside down Nike
What?
in the factory?
Pissed.
And now they're worth like 300,000.
Is it?
Yeah, go Google it.
You know what I was
seen
gonna
it,
say?
I've
That's
seen
one
it,
of
See
them.
that on Complex.
That's one of
Yeah,
them.
Complex.
That's one of them memes. Like you had one job.
Yeah. But you know what? Speaking about all of that, yeah. Do you know? There's a bit off topic, but it's still kind of to do the same thing. But you know, there was like some cult back in the 80s or something, and that where they done some mass suicide.
Well, Waco,
Some-
Texas.
I don't know.
That's
which
one of the
That
most-
guy-
There was a
the guy-
few.
The guy's name.
I can't remember
It's got
his
a
name.
name, yeah.
John
Oh.
something or
But
something.
anyway, yeah.
But Waco,
Dharma,
Texas.
Jeffrey
No,
Dahmer.
not Jeffrey. Jeffrey Dahmer's a
Is he
serial
a
killer.
serial killer?
But even if you man say the name, I'm not even gonna know if it's the correct name or not.
But Waco, Texas, yeah.
But basically,
Everyone drink the Kool-Aid.
he made them all. No, I don't think it was cool. I think it might have been like apple pie or something like that. Yeah, but basically, he made them all wear the same Nike trainer that was out at the time, innit?
Yeah.
So I think like it was like a mass suicide at the time, and they were all wearing these Nike trainers. That Nike discontinued them trainers, innit?
They must be
Yeah.
worth
They must be worth-
And they are worth
Oh.
though. Like right now, there's you can find a couple online for some P's and that, but yeah, I just
What are
thought-
they called?
I can't even remember what they were called. They were just like a normal Nike. They were like Nike trainers with a white tick on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like the basic thing. But like obviously
They're
they've been
probably
used.
ones, isn't it?
They've been used in like music videos and stuff like that. Like you know what I'm saying? People have used those, like that imagery in it in their videos. But yeah, I just thought, bro, because obviously them trainers were not even sick or nothing. They weren't limited edition, but obviously they was involved with something mad, and they
Yeah.
went up in
Hype beast.
P's. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Move on. Next one. I
Yep.
think we should ease it in because these two are going to be peak. So I think we
Very
should go with.
peak.
Shall I read it out? So
Yeah.
we got, why do some fathers think it's okay not to look after their children? And this one was sent in by Rocheline. Big up Rocheline.
lot
Why
of
do
perspectives
some
taken.
fathers think it's okay to just go to the man and say, yeah, I got a kid, but I ain't seen them for like 6 months, and it's just calm? Why? Rocheline wants to know.
What specifically
after their
fathers though?
children.
This is specifically
Alright, can I
fathers,
get
but we
clar-
can
can I
get
get-
techie
can I get-
afterwards.
can I get
Some
clarification?
mothers, some mothers,
Some others
look
don't.
after
Can I get
their
clarification?
children.
And some others don't
Because-
let you see them.
Because that's true as
Exactly.
well. And also, is he talking about not looking after their kids? As in, this could be two situations here. This could be a situation where the dad is still with the mother. Yeah.
It's not that one.
But he just. I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
But like.
He's a waste man.
No, not waste man. But he just works and comes home and is like, the kids are your job. That type of shit.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting because there was another drop that I left
Everybody
out.
hates
Sorry,
Chris.
yeah, sorry,
Terry
yeah,
Crews, that
exactly.
kind of
He's wet.
situation.
There was another drop that I might include.
So
in
like a
this one.
typical father.
Wait, there was another drop. It was about stay-at-home dads. So maybe it's like a stay-at-home mum where the dad's working 2 jobs, for instance.
Yeah. My
Then you'll
husband
never
got
see-
2 jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody hates Chris.
You wouldn't see your kid. You wouldn't see your kids for long. But it's not that one. It's the other one where you have a
So it's
baby,
like-
where you breed her up, and then you're just not
And
there.
you-
Shall I be honest with you? Maybe
Yeah.
he does not have a connection with the mother, and before the child is born, said, "I don't want no involvement."
But this is what I'm saying.
that-
Can you do that?
On that note,
But can you do that?
fuck
If
that.
not
But
be-
can you do-
no,
this
but
is
let
the- this is the
let's-
thing,
let's
yeah,
be
that's good.
realistic,
Yeah, that's good.
Let's be very honest. If like people like to say, if a woman's got the decision to keep the child, why does a man have to be forced to be in that child's
Do you
life?
know why? Because there's a little thing called a fucking condom.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. You, let's say you like when you was younger, single, whatever, you're single, bachelor, living a bachelor's lifestyle, whatever. You know what I mean? Every day.
Yeah, but if
No,
you...
no, just listen.
Yeah,
listen
okay.
now. Every
I
day,
hear
like,
you, bro,
you're
I
living
hear
your best life, whatever. No, listen.
Trying to say man's not living our best life now because we've got kids.
No,
Because you got baby mums now.
no, so you're living a bachelor's lifestyle. You're enjoying yourself. You're doing what's best for you. At the time, you're single. You happen to meet someone that you enjoy having relations with.
Yep.
You might not necessarily have an emotional connection or any kind of other connection with them, but you just like having physical relationship with them.
Get her pregnant.
If by it happens that she falls pregnant.
Yeah, pull out
So
game
being
week.
it bare
No,
back.
but listen now.
Yeah, so you're beating
First of
it
all,
bareback.
you lot should have some sort of, no, first
Go
of
on,
all,
go on,
there
go
should
on.
be some sort of discussion between you two.
What shall I beat you bareback?
No,
Shall
no,
I
no, not even. that. Yeah,
Oh, you
that,
talking about
that as
after or
well.
before?
But before all of this,
Yeah.
you should have a discussion on long term. If you are to fall pregnant, what are we gonna do?
Bro,
I don't think. No, listen. I just don't think it's fair for a woman to take the decision upon her and say, "I'm going to keep the child," and the man has got to be there for the child. If you wanted to take the decision upon yourself to keep the child, not being funny or anything, but you kind of knew what you was getting yourself into. So I don't feel like.
Yeah.
But if you sold her a dream and told her, yeah, babe, let's have this family and blah blah blah, but you disappeared because you just wanted to be out clubbing,
Yeah.
then you're a waste man. Like, I can't really.
Let's go back to what you said before. Yeah. So, but mistakes happen. But
Exactly.
But see, beliefs come into it. Some people don't believe in abortion.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
And it is a
understand
fit,
that.
guys. It doesn't matter what we say. Yeah.
It's not right or wrong.
It's
It's not right or wrong, it's just
50-50. It
opinions.
is 50-50 when you get someone pregnant by accident. It's
course.
always it's never one person's fault more than the other.
No, of course.
It's 50-50.
Two to
Yeah,
tango.
Yeah,
course,
it
yeah,
takes
it's
two.
50 to tango.
You know what you're doing as a guy. We all know what we're doing,
Come
guys.
on.
You know
Okay.
what I was like. We
You
all
know
know
how
the
to
risks,
start.
but sometimes man likes taking risks. But that's what you know. What I was like. That's
Take
why.
risks
That's why
and
it's fucked
prosper.
up. Yeah. Take risks and prosper. I like that one.
Trap.
But this is what. Yeah. But this is
Who
what I'm
dares
saying.
wins.
But
Trapped you.
at the same time, yeah, like you can turn around to someone and say, "I don't want a child in it," but if the child's there, is it okay to not be part of their life? It's a human being.
I understand.
You know, them ones
But-
like, is it okay? Is it not okay?
But you're both human beings.
Alright.
You never know. It might be affecting the father in a different way.
Can I just take it from?
true.
Do you know
Can
what
I
I'm
just
saying?
take it from the child's perspective?
No,
Yeah.
I understand. Can I say one more point? Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Just only from the father's point of view, you never know. That could cause a lot of stress. You don't know how the father is financially before the child or after the child's come. You don't know how emotionally the person might have been with their own family or whatever. So you can't just. Having a child is a big thing. It's a life-changing thing.
It's huge.
So you don't know
the
how the
biggest.
person. Yeah, of course, you don't know how the person's going to react. So yeah, I'm not making excuses saying it's acceptable for guys not to be like that. But I don't think that when females get pregnant, I don't feel like everyone checks upon the father as much as they should.
That's
Because
Okay.
That's a good. That's
No,
another
it's-
job.
that's what it is.
Alright,
It's
let
just
me
another
just-
job. That's a good job.
really
Yeah.
That is good. That is really good. Main points there. But let me just make it real clear, yeah, that people need to stop acting like recreational sex doesn't come
Doesn't
without
make kids.
consequences.
Yeah, yeah.
Sex is for one thing and one thing only, and that's procreation.
Yep.
That's to make a child. So you can have as much fun as you like doing it, but when you have sex with a woman, then you, as a man, yeah, then you need to understand there's risks involved and take precautions. That's the
It's not
first
just
point.
children. There's
Also,
other things too.
yeah, exactly. There's
There's
STDs,
allergies.
whatever, yeah. But also, from the child's point of view, no kid, none of us around this room, as children of our parents, asked to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
None of
yeah.
us, yeah.
Bare
So,
depressive.
I'm being,
I like it being real.
but you want to get to the
100, yeah.
realness. You know what I'm saying? So it's on that note, yeah. It's like a thing where the child is here, its existence in it. So whether, regardless of the choice of the parents, the father saying I wasn't ready for this, I don't agree with this. The mum said she wants to keep it, she wants to have a baby with the guy. The child is here now. If it happens to you and that you're put in a situation, then you've got to hold that. You got to be held to that.
Accountable.
Can I ask
You
you
gotta be
a
held
question?
You gotta be
accountable
accountable.
to
You
it.
got
Let's ask you a question.
responsibility. Yeah.
There's that. Okay, so let's say all that happens, and now the girl that, let's say you're out partying, you're on holiday, IB for settings, boom, bam, bam.
Yeah.
There you go. You met this girl out there. You come back, you still meet up with her, this and that, but it's no relationship. Then she falls pregnant. She wants to have the kid. But then after the kid comes, imagine you're actually trying to be there or something, yeah. Which this does happen a lot. You're there trying to be there for the child. You might not necessarily have that connection with the mother, but you're trying to play your part as a father. But then they start playing games about, oh, you're not the dad, or da-da-da-da, and this and that. But this is the thing. That might drive someone away
Yeah.
from not wanting to be in a father's life. So this, back to the point.
That could fuck it up.
Do you get what I'm saying? You don't know. I think we're too quick to judge on all men and just say, he's not in his,
Yeah.
in
I
his
think
son's life.
every
or da-da-da. Do you get what I'm saying?
situation
You
is
don't-
different, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think everyone should take a different approach to this situation. So I can't think.
Well, let's
we can
talk about some of
stereotype-
these situations.
Of
I get what
course.
you're saying. So imagine like you have a baby with someone, but you're not in a relationship. The baby's born, and she's like, "I don't want you there. I want my new boyfriend there."
Stepfathers.
Yeah, this yeah. Well, not even a stepdad.
Or just
because-
father figure.
Not even a father figure. Just a current partner. because people go through relationships, like, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
This is just an example. It's not every example, you know. None of one's like.
Yeah,
But I can kind of like empathize with that. Because imagine you go to like pick up your kid, or you go to see your baby, and Dexter's in the house and he's walking around with his boxers, you know, and then and he's telling you, yeah, you know, I had to rough up your kid the other day, still, like, try to get rude to your mum, like, you know, all of them ones. So
Oh, that's different.
yeah, exactly. But
woman-
it's like, is it easier to stick up with that or walk away?
But can I?
Wait, answer that question. Answer that question. Is it easier? Because this is the whole debate.
But this is
Why
about
don't
respect.
fathers look up with them?
But it's
Look
about
after the
respect.
kids.
It's about respect.
Yeah, but-
As
but-
a woman, you should have enough respect to know that I should not disrespect my child for another man to speak like that to my child, or to rough up my child, or anything, or to speak to my baby father.
But if you're not in a relationship with that person, like what you just said, if you're not in a relationship, you're not got no physical connection, you don't know them from nothing.
It's still the
wait.
mother of the child.
No, but there's no but still, because everybody's different, and you don't know her upbringing, you don't know
of
what she
course,
went through.
of course.
So it's like, when is it okay to say to do that? When is it okay to do that with your kids?
No, it's never okay to do that, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna
When
say,
is it okay?
see on your point, yeah. Like, boom, that child's got two parents, innit? A mum and a dad, yeah. Like, cool. If the mum's bringing around a new boyfriend, Dexter, yeah, whatever
Dexter,
his
man,
name
yeah.
is, yeah.
Dexter's just
walking around in his boxers. Number one, come on, man, that can't run. If she's like,
But that's Dexter's yard.
Oh yeah, sorry, she lives
look,
with Dexter.
alright, number one, see, before anything like that runs, yeah, that's your you, innit? Yeah, it's just like you said, innit? It's 50-50, yeah. It's your responsibility to look after that you, innit? Yeah, like, see if something like that happens when it's definitely moving forward, where the baby mum's is moving in with a boyfriend, yeah, then brother, he has to be overly G-checked. Do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, overly G-checked. And only when you're satisfied, or not even like 100% satisfied, but only when you're like willing, should that run, innit? Because that's your child.
Yeah, like agreement. Like
Yeah, do you know what I'm
50-50,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's obviously in this country, I think women have more rights when it comes to like babies and youths and all of that stuff. Innit?
But they do and they don't. They do when it comes to like if you're okay. But obviously, if the mum's going through something, parents got equal rights. But
Yeah.
you can't. It's like a case by case thing, innit? I can't
Okay,
say
but
that they
this-
sympathise
this-
more women because there might have been cases where they don't, innit?
Yeah.
So you never know.
But
innit?
this
You know what I
sounds like a father who has relinquished his rights, who's given up his
yes.
rights. and
When
said,
is it
"I'm just- I'm
okay?
done with
When
it."
is it okay? to
Never,
relinquish your
never,
life?
never okay.
man.
It's never okay.
What about-
to turn
so
your
I
back
spoke
on
to-
your child.
Even
spoke
if you
to-
hate your baby mums, you should still be there.
Wait, I spoke to one of my boys today, yeah, about it, because I told him some of the stuff we're going to talk about, yeah. And he said, like, he's seen baby mums put the baby father through hell, make up lies on Facebook.
that's wrong as well.
Make up lies on social media, prevent them from seeing their kids. When is it okay for that guy to say, okay, this is enough?
That's an
You know,
alternative
and then one's
question.
like, when?
So that question would be, when is it okay for mothers to weaponize their children?
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
I don't understand that Donald Trump
Because-
stuff you just said.
That's
What
another-
do you
that's
mean?
another-
Use the
okay.
child as a weapon, innit?
Oh
But-
yeah, sorry, yeah.
But
yeah,
what I'm saying is, yeah,
I get it,
listen,
man.
listen. No one's innocent, innit? If the baby mum's gone out of her way to slander you on Facebook and make up lies and shit, then
Yeah.
what the fuck did you do to piss her off, innit? Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because she let you beat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so she liked you at some point. You obviously
beat
did
bareback.
something. You obviously did something to make her not like you no more and be pissed off with you to the point where she's actively.
Okay,
Like-
so you had
You
a
know what I'm
you were supposed to come see your kid on Saturday,
Yeah.
and you had a DJ job and you went there instead.
Mm.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
And then a week later she said you can't see you.
But you went to provide for your child.
But wait, but
Did you though?
you're not providing for your child,
Did you
or
though?
maybe you are, but nothing's increasing.
But this is what I'm saying. Everything's different. You don't know. He
yeah.
might have had no money to come and see his child, so that
Yeah.
booking might have been the opportunity to raise some money to come see his
But
child
what
throughout the week
about
for
the
the
child?
next week. I
What about
understand.
the what about the child?
There you go. This it's the way you approach things. If you phone and say, look, this opportunity has arisen for me, so I got to take this. Because of other lack of funds, or wouldn't be able to have made it, and this is just open a leeway for me able to come see you next week.
Yeah.
I understand it might have messed up the plan for the mum, and her plans for the day or the evening, this and that. But it's 50-50 at the end of the day.
What
You
about the
both-
child?
I completely understand.
What about the child? The child's looking forward to seeing you, and
I
they don't see
completely
you.
understand.
This is-
but
this
it's
is-
but unfortunately, it's life sometimes.
But
Do
Yeah.
you get what I'm
D,
saying?
this is when it gets personal for me,
Yeah.
because this is what's coloured my outlook as a father now. Because when I was growing up, obviously my mum wasn't with my dad. They got divorced early when I was like 3 years old. But when me dealing with my dad growing up was nothing but a string of disappointments for me. It was like always, I'm gonna come see you then, I'm gonna come see you this, I'm gonna come see you that. Never turn up, leave me hanging. You know what I'm saying? So it coloured my outlook, as in when I have my youths, I'm never gonna make my youths feel the way that my dad made me feel.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
understand,
And
yeah.
I've done things for my youth. Obviously, you know what it is, yeah? It's not even like giving your kids things you don't have, because it's not things you don't have. It's you should teach your things more than things that you never knew. You should teach them things like those type of things. That gives more improvement to their life than any material object. You know what I'm saying? But like, for me, it was the outlook of there's never going to be a day in my life or my children's life when they can't call on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's coloured my decisions, innit? So in a way, it kind of made me have more wisdom about my decisions when it came to interactions with women and who I slept with and who I settled down with, who I decided to have kids with. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I've been with my partner from a young age. From I was like 19, she was 18, I was 19. We've been together. And you know what I'm saying? It's been we got a 15-year-old child now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it has not been easy, but it is a commitment. You know what I'm saying? And I think nowadays, like, younger people, not to discredit them or anything, but they feel it's too easy, like, to have those. Oh, there's bare options in my life. There's things I can change and swap whenever I want to. But that when it comes to like lives and family and those type of values, there's not no short-term answers for that. There's not no interchangeable answers. That's your kids. You can't swap and deal with it how you like. You know what I'm saying? You got to be consistent to that level. You know what I'm saying? And that's I'm just saying that's what's coloured it for me. That's what's made me the person I am today, because of what I've had to go through. And I think, like, when it comes to those type of choices, you have to employ your wisdom. You have to employ your full thought to that situation, and always think about the child comes first. No matter what happens, the child comes first. And if there's a child in that situation, then yes, you are responsible for that.
I completely understand. But there's a lot of people, do you know, that was your upbringing and how it affected you. But what if it was different? And let's say you either grew up, let's say you just grew up with just your young guy or your young boy growing up with a single mum. But
yeah, that was
no.
But
Listen to this. Mm-hmm. She has different. You've never ever been in contact with your dad, but she has different men in and out of her life all the time. So. Or let's say, for example, your dad might be there, but he's got loads of other different baby mums. Yeah. Yeah. And what he's shown you, and what you see is the example he's led to believe the right way is to have loads of different kids and just try and prioritize different ways. Do you get what I'm saying? Well, even if you do grow up with just living you and your father without a mother, and all you know is your father bringing loads of women to the house and not being the best dad he can be. Yeah. So that may affect you to grow up and be like, do you know what? I may not want kids because I may not be able to provide the love. Yeah. To give to the children that I didn't have.
For me,
listen to it. So making that point. So if you grow up in a situation where you feel like you don't want to have children because it feels like you can't provide the love and care for them that they will need emotionally. Yeah. Let's say you meet someone, not necessarily to date, just. You meet someone, you happen to, as I said before, physical attractions. You have sex and this and that, and that's it. They're just like a fuck buddy or something. Then she falls pregnant and she decides to keep it. Do you get what I'm saying? And then
face the mic.
Sorry, this is completely wrong. So all of that. So that's happening. What was I saying?
My bad. I didn't mean to throw you.
No, it's cool.
Sorry.
No, you were saying how when you get into, you're not in a relationship.
Oh yeah, you're not in a relationship, and then all of a sudden she falls pregnant. And she decides to keep the baby, but you've always had a discussion that you don't feel like you want to have children because you can't emotionally give them that love. But she decides to go ahead and keep the baby. Yeah. Then is it okay to not be in a child's life because you've always made it clear?
But you put the baby there.
That's
the only thing you gotta understand. You put the baby there. You put the baby there. So it's 50.
This is harsh. This is harsh.
What you lot speak about. In
a way, I do agree with you. Yeah, it's hard, but you're looking at it in the cold light of day with cold facts.
I'm being from
no. So like Drake. Look at Drake. Look at Drake's situation last year when Drake had the child with the woman. Yeah, fine. You don't want to be with the woman, and obviously he's Drake. You can't really be in that child's life, but it's still Drake's responsibility to financially provide for that child. So even if you've made your stance clear and said I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of this this situation, but you still have a financial responsibility to upbring that child financially. And you know another thing is just one more point. It's like it's become normalized now.
Yeah.
When
so
I was
this is
growing
it,
up,
yeah, this
when I
is
was
it.
growing
Why
up,
is it
yeah,
normal, man?
when I
Why
was
is it
growing up,
normal?
I was the only child in my class, or one of the only children in my class, the minority that came from a single parent family. Every other kid in my class had their mum and dad. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a man, as an adult with kids, people say, "Oh, how many kids you got?" I tell them I got 3 kids. The next question I ask
Hello?
them,
How many baby mums? I get it every single
is it with the same
time.
woman?
Every
Is it with the same
single
woman?
time.
I'm like, yes, it's with the same woman.
Yeah.
And they're like more time surprised that I've had 3 kids with the same woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that thing where
I think it's like
people like, oh yeah, I'm done with you now. It's like relationships end after you have a child nowadays. It's like relationships done. You know what I'm saying?
Too
Like,
many kids were having kids.
but like, yeah, but that's the majority of like, I'm not saying the majority, but like how it seems to me now, dealing with working in schools, working in youth clubs, is that kids come from single parent families, and that's normal. That's a normal thing.
they know.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, then going back to my grandparents now, if you got a woman pregnant, that's it. You're marrying her. You're married.
Yeah, that day, that same day.
Get married. Simple, it's done. You know what I'm saying? That's who you're with. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You're finished.
Yeah, you don't
know
have
what
to
I'm saying?
like her. You could hate you could fucking hate her.
These
Like,
days
you're
are
with
over.
her. Yeah,
You're finished. Like, you're done.
These
at it.
days, you can just get someone pregnant and you can just not be responsible. But this is what you said about Drake here. Sorry, I'll let you talk afterwards. What you said about Drake, I don't like that, innit? Because, well, you know this, innit? If you ever met someone that didn't know their dad, but they provided for them financially. I know someone like that.
Yeah.
I do. And
I've heard of and I know what.
you could be the brokest dad. Being a dad is not about providing, like, a hype beast. You know,
Yes.
it's not about providing
They
stuff.
used
As long as you got
Weekly
the
Supreme drop.
yeah, the essentials. As long as you can provide that, it's fine. Kids don't care. All they care about is having their dad there.
Yeah.
Time,
But let me ask
The
you a question.
time,
But this
time
is
with
the
your
thing.
kids is the most important thing ever. You could
It
be the.
is.
Think about people that you know whose dad's a waste man, but the dad was about. You know, and them ones like, and just because he was about, they'll always have respect for them. They'll have that dad connection. They'll have that balance in their life. Because obviously, of us, like whatever, grew up single parents and that, innit? And you always have something missing. You've always got a hole in your life. You know, them ones like you always got like you just got something missing. It's like there's a piece of the puzzle of you that will never be filled, innit? It don't matter how shit of a dad you are. Sorry, it does matter how shit of a dad. Don't matter if you're a shit person, as long as you're there for your kids. When I say there for your kids, I mean there. Physically, they can see you. You know, in the same room, you can talk to them.
God.
Forget all that sending
a
money
whole
in the
nother-
bank. Yeah, forget all that bank transfers.
That's buying love.
Yeah, well, it's not
No,
buying.
not
It's not
buying
even
love.
buying love.
It's trying to buy
It's
love.
just
Buying love.
money
It's
for
just
kids, and kids
it's
don't
just
care about
survival.
money.
That's
If
just
bruv,
the
I give
messages
my-
of the child in
if
the
I,
system.
if I went home now and gave £20, it'd be like she won the lottery, bro. You know, them ones like the money don't mean nothing. Money's all.
Yeah.
And my eldest doesn't even care about money. All she wants is lunch money, because obviously she's got what she needs. Because we make sure between us that she's got what she needs.
But
Because
us-
it shouldn't solely rest with the dad.
No.
You know, it's a team thing. It's like what did they say? It takes like a community to raise.
It does take
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
with a child, and that
And
is
it
more
does.
important.
And it starts
so
at
it
home.
shouldn't just be a
And it
rest
starts
on the
at home.
father
Can I
and the
say one
mother.
thing?
Yeah, it starts at
There
home.
is
man.
no community nowadays. That's
Ooh.
the problem.
Do you know what? I left the
These are-
dropout.
these are
I left the
different
dropout, but that drop I'm gonna remember for next time. Shout out Rose.
We need to get a
suggested-
social worker up in here, bro. Like
We might, yeah, we have guests in. But shout out Rose who was saying like about English culture, and I think that's what we need to talk about next week. Still,
See, no one eats the bounty like the
but
celebration.
what I'm saying,
I like
so-
bounties.
Bounty's like the bad step.
You are what you
Go
eat,
on.
fam.
Yeah, but what's it? Anyway, what Wes was saying earlier, I agree with still, but obviously not just financially though, man. It's like boom, if you see like the situation you said earlier, like you're seeing someone sexually cool. You both agree that you don't want to have the youths. She gets pregnant. She's like, no, I'm not gonna have the youth. Then she turns around and says, I want to keep the youth, whether you're in the child's life or not. As far as I'm concerned, like you've got no choice now. You done fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? Life is hard, bruv. Life throws stuff at you, innit? You just got to kind of just deal with it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, it's like raw. There's certain men like, come on, look what their baby mums are looking like. Do you know what I'm saying? But they're still
Elaborate,
there for their kids.
elaborate on that one.
Dead baby mums, isn't it? Yeah.
Messages,
Dead baby mums, innit? But they still love their kids. They're still there for their kids. I know
Yeah.
people that hate their baby mums, you know. Their baby mums hates them, but when it comes to their kids,
Yeah.
they both love their kids. So they both want what's best for their kid, innit? So I don't think it's a financial thing, because you're not being a dad by supporting them financially. Because if I've got enough money, I can financially support someone else's kids. Do you know what I'm
or
saying?
even
And
me.
that, like, But but what I'm saying is, yeah, it's like that don't mean nothing in that. That don't make me
yeah.
their dad. Do you know what I'm saying in that?
They might come to you later on in their life and be like, oh yeah, thanks for that. But then there's no connection.
There's
Because
no
it's just money.
A lot of females or mothers might not want you to just be an emotional father. They might want you to be a physical, financial father too. But this is the thing. What if you financially? I'm not even making excuses. I feel like I'm just making excuses.
No, you're not. You're not. It's a good point. There's always two sides, isn't it?
If he financially cannot provide, because listen, I'll be honest.
Then he has to be there physically.
Listen to this.
Then he has to do the emotional, providing emotionally.
Of course, but
yeah.
Being a young guy in this generation, I feel like you have a lot of pressure on you from a lot of different angles.
Yeah, true.
It's not easy, but listen, I thought by the time I was 25, I'd have had an amazing job, my own house, my own wife, kids. Do you know what I'm saying? But life is not what you expect it to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Course,
so I feel like, especially for someone my age and in this generation, there's a lot of things going on and a lot of bullshit going on, especially within your area that affects your aspect in your life. So you might not necessarily be in a state where you are financially got yourself, not even financially, but you might not have yourself together in life. So for you to try to guide someone else's life,
but you know what,
it's going to be very challenging for you.
Do you know what, that really don't matter? It's just like you said, yeah, life's got trials and tribulations, bro. You've got to deal with it. So like what, I don't like going to work every day in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying in that? But I still got to do it. It's something I've got to do, bro. Do you know what I'm saying in that? Like,
but going to work and having a child.
No, but what I'm saying is you have to work to live. If I didn't have to, if I could just live and not work, I wouldn't work, bro. But I have to work to live.
Seriously.
So therefore, in life, you got to do stuff that you don't necessarily want to do, bro.
You got to bite the biscuit, whatever it is. But you're saying bite the bullet. So you're saying 25. I had my bite the biscuit. I had my first when I was 22. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, am I ready? Oh my god, no, I was not ready. I was not. Literally, yeah. I was not ready. You know what I'm saying? None of us were.
No way.
It's a test of character. You know what I'm saying? I went down the job centre. I was trying to be a rapper. I was going like touring Europe, studios, going up and down the country.
No, he was rapping. On the cusp. You was, bro.
Yeah, I
was
doing
some big names.
You know what I'm saying?
Big names if you're over 30 though.
Yeah, you used to be back in the day when the UK hip hop scene was good. But anyway, but like that was then, and even then it was a test of character. It was like, oh my god, I went to the job centre. First job they said to me that I could have, it was a security thing. I had to go to like East Sussex and do training for 3 days to get security guard shit, and then I was a security guard. But I was providing for my child no matter the cost. No matter what it was to me, the sacrifice, I had to be done in it. And obviously there were certain things that made it easier. I was in a loving relationship, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be there, but it was still a sacrifice. It was still me biting the bullet and putting my needs, my wants last, and putting the needs of someone else before me in it. And that is I think is the only right answer when it comes to this question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's because it's just boils down to one thing in it. If you think more about yourself than your child, then you're being selfish.
Yeah, you're very selfish.
You're just being selfish about it, regardless of the situation. And I know the world nowadays makes it more easy to be selfish, to be that person that I didn't want to be part of this. I didn't want to be part of this. It wasn't my choice.
Therefore, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
but I didn't want this. Therefore, I don't have.
You're not being selfless. You know what I'm saying? And that is one of the greatest human characteristics for me. That is like that takes a community to raise a child. That's where it starts. Is where you put yourself before others, before other people. Yeah. Bring yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? That it raises everyone up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
You don't know I had kids young. Responsibility from when I was a baby. The only thing that I told myself is because I didn't have no dad. Yeah, tell him, message him and say we're recording, innit? I tell him I'm going to go to the toilet in a minute. Fuck. The only thing I knew, so I grew up without a dad, but my dad, bless him, he died when I was young in it, so it was a bit different. I said something not too long ago. I can't remember who I was talking to, and I said I'm lucky. I'm actually lucky my dad died, because I have the privilege of saying my dad's not here. Whereas I know so many people whose dad's still alive and have never been in their life, and I can only empathise. So
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If your dad was here, would he be in your life?
My mum told me, and I was like 5 when he died, and I've got vivid memories. We used to go to Brixton.
My dad lives
My
in
dad's
Brixton.
Jamaican. No way. Same dad. No, I'm joking. He faked my death, but he was definitely like. He was like, me dead. Where's my dad's name? My middle name's Frederick. My dad's name's Fred. Where's Fred? Him dead.
My dad's name's Wesley. My middle name's Wesley. It's a Jamaican thing.
Oh yeah, Wesley and Frederick.
Like, your dad, the first name in a minute, but I cut that because like I wasn't giving my son. That's one of the traditions. I was like, why would I want to carry that on? I'm not giving my son my first name as a middle name because that means to me that I'm honouring his bullshit. Like you didn't do fuck all for me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So why am I doing that for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I never did that. I gave my son. I called him. No.
How you forget?
I wanted to call him Luke.
He's got, what? Why?
I am your father. I didn't do that either. I gave him a decent middle name.
But why Luke, bro?
I am your father.
You should
Star
have
Wars.
thought.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
Come on.
Okay, don't tell your son that. You know what
My son's a bigger Star Wars fan
Oh, yeah,
than me.
Yeah.
Come on,
Makes
you know,
sense,
man.
come on.
Yeah,
You would have loved
sick,
it.
We're all nerds in my house anyway.
What was I saying? So like, I had a. It's not a privilege, obviously, because my dad died and whatnot in it. But it's easier for me to say I didn't have no dad than someone whose dad weren't there for them. Cause I know for a fact, like my mum made it very clear when I was growing up, and so did my brothers and sisters. Like our dad, because my brothers and sisters are much older than me, like 10-year gap. Like he was there, innit? He was there in the flesh, and he was there a bit financially. Obviously, he had to go Brixton, go downstairs in the bookies or wherever it was. I don't even know where it was. Yeah, there was a thick cloud of fucking Sensemilia. You know what it was like, and they were playing pool. But I remember that, innit? So, yeah. So but the thing with when you have guys like. The only thing my kids want is me, innit?
Yeah.
They don't want no money.
And that's
from
a lifestyle change.
They don't want anything. They just want to talk to me. They just want me to. They just want me to appreciate who they are. They just want me to support them. They just want me to be there, and that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what you and your partner are going through.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. So when I was young, because listen, I don't even know how I made it. Do you know how many times I think back and I talk to my partner and I'm like,
this far,
I'm like, how is she okay? Like, you know, them was like, how did she make it? You know,
I'm not saying it was easy.
Yeah, how did my eldest make it?
I fucked up bare times.
Like,
I fucked up enough. You get me? Like,
yeah, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Young, when you're young, you fuck up.
And it was just me and her and the baby. That was it. You know, them was like, there was no support.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have no support. Like our families were there a bit, but I've always been very independent.
Yeah,
and so she.
yeah,
exactly. Me and you like, bit the same, innit? Our kids are the same age. It's mad. All three of our kids are like around the same age.
But that's never dropped like kids in their bullshit because kids want time.
That's what they want.
But
that's
like my son,
they want is
5:30 this
want
morning.
money,
This example.
they don't want nothing.
5:30 this morning. My son wakes up.
5:30 in the morning.
Comes into my room. Listen
Listen
to what he wants to talk
Sam's
to me
out.
about.
Sam's like, sorry, man.
5:30
Remember
in
we
the
said we
morning.
weren't gonna have kids.
Back the gun out. The gun from under the pillow, boy. Nah, this is my son talking about. He's going to me. Dad, I had this idea, yeah.
Youngest
5:30 in the
or
morning.
eldest?
5:30 in the morning.
Youngest or eldest?
My youngest son,
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah,
middle
yeah.
one, the 9-year-old. He's like, yeah, Dad, I'm thinking about this bike, yeah, but it's for kids, yeah, and it's a mower, so they can cut the grass and help out in the garden. I know you really wake me for this bullshit right now. And I was like, but for Holland, that's a good idea, but it's dangerous as well. Like, but like, these are what kids want to come and talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving your life to another person, you wouldn't be rewarded with things like that. Even though it's like annoying or whatever, there's so many things that are just so rewarding and you have to be grateful for. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it's a beautiful thing. It's one of the beautiful things about life. It's one of the things I believe is the purpose of life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They're the only things that matter to me.
Yeah,
only
just the
things
nonsense
that
that the kids are on, like sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it's so endearing and lovely, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'd say any father that's in a situation, even if you haven't asked to be in a situation, give it time for your youth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
give it a chance just for your kids, because that's a mini you.
Yeah, that's
a person of the potential to be just as creative.
No.
just
It
as
might even
smart.
be a better you.
A better
No,
you.
them ones, it's
Trust
not a
me.
mini you.
Yeah,
I don't
kids
want my
are better
kids
me.
to be that.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck
But
that,
that's
bro.
but that is
Like,
the
it's a better you.
that's
Yeah.
potential
It's
that's
an
there.
opportunity to
That's the
create a
chance,
better
and it's
person,
like
man.
you do want to end up saying, yeah, I want to prolong my legacy, lineage, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And these are the opportunities, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Not everything's gonna come to you wrapped in a parcel with a bow on top. You know what I'm saying? But take it as it comes. And if you're in that situation and you're finding it hard, give it time, because it's the beauty of these things, that journey, that you can take a lot from. You know what I'm saying? And it can grow you as well as growing that kid. You know what I'm saying? So if you are in a situation, I would say, give it a chance.
This
You know what I'm saying?
It's very important to find someone you can
Exactly.
do that with, to find
course.
someone you
Yeah,
can
but
share
then-
that experience
Yeah,
with.
but you know what? Like it's like we were saying, though, innit? That's the dream, innit? Yeah.
No,
but
but it's not a dream. It can be reality. Not being like
it can be
look,
reality,
to me, like,
but like you
for
just
example,
like I said,
You don't
cut
know
off,
someone
yeah.
until you're
no,
like
but
kids with
listen
them.
to this.
No, I'm
I
telling
know
you, they're
that.
two different.
Of course,
like even we are, even we react
course.
different to kids. You know, them ones like.
I completely understand that, but in terms of planning and trying to do it, like,
Yeah, do
for
it
example,
properly.
me and my girl, we structure things where we want to do things that we find a correct way to suit us best. You get what I'm saying? Not necessarily what everyone else might be doing. So we're trying to like enjoy our time with ourselves first
You
before
should, yeah.
trying to.
You don't have
But
to have
do you get what I'm
kids as
saying?
well.
Not
You don't
about
have to.
having kids. We're still young. We're still
Yeah, of course,
trying to do other things, because I feel like if I'm not prepared and feel like I've lived everything that I need to live up before having children, it's
Yeah.
very unfair of me to bring someone else into this
No, of
world. The
course.
same as her. So I
Yeah.
feel like you need to find someone that's gonna have the same beliefs with you while you're trying to raise children. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So that's the most important thing.
Yeah, but I'll be from my
but what-
experience.
what's
Yeah.
got-
But I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's all gonna be perfect between me and her, and we're not gonna have ups
Yeah.
and downs.
I'll-
Because realistically,
Yeah, but look,
it's just about, do you know, it is having
yeah.
the support of knowing no matter how tough times get,
Yeah,
we're gonna help each
yeah,
other.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the most
yeah,
important
yeah,
thing. Do you
yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Not none of
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh, do you know what? We had a bad
Yeah,
day. Let's
yeah,
call it
yeah,
quits.
yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have bad
Yeah.
days, but we're gonna have good days. The
Yeah.
bad days, you need to rock with me the same way you rock with me on the good days. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what
Those are the
having-
days that count more.
I'll give you a lot of advice here. You need to find someone that will love your kids more than they love you. Yeah, I love obviously I love my partner and that, but me and her, the kids come first.
No, of course, that's
Like-
how it should be.
Yeah,
that's how
Fact.
it
No,
should be.
it should be like, but sometimes it's not. And the thing is, a comedian said it. I can't remember who it was, bro, but it was so relatable.
Louis
said
C.K.
Nah, he's fucked up. It was the guy that does Marvel. What's one of the Marvel characters? Not Venom. Deadpool. What's his
Ryan
name?
Reynolds.
Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds said when his daughter was born, he said to himself, "I would happily push my wife in front of a car for my daughter." Yeah, and I relate to that, and she knows that. You know, no one's like, but it's vice versa, because we'll do anything for our kids.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what me and her go through.
Children come first.
Children come first,
Yeah.
Always.
always. You know, no one's.
Is that the
as long
final
as you
drop
got
then?
that,
Jay.
are we gonna find? Wait, we still got an hour left.
We've
But I think we might
we've been a while on. This
You-
has been a long drop.
Okay, you lot final drop it. Let me go to the toilet. innit?
Okay, cool.
No, you have your come have your
No,
little say.
My I can't remember the drop.
Why do
No,
some
it's,
fathers?
yeah, okay. Some
So,
fathers think it's okay.
My final drop.
Because
wait.
let me say it before I leave. Go on.
Go
Go on.
No, go on.
Alright,
You wanna add
so
to it?
so if this is a
Yeah.
question, why do some fathers think it's okay to not look after their children? The answer is baby mums, isn't it? There's the reason why a dad won't be a dad to their child is because of the mum, innit? I can't
Not
think of
always,
another
not
reason.
always.
I can.
So what's another reason?
What Diogo
By
said.
his
What Diogo
choice.
said, yeah.
By him saying I
didn't
don't
want to
want
have
to be part
kids.
of it.
I didn't want to have
I'm not
kids
ready for
originally.
it now.
Yeah.
When I grew up in my house, yeah, I was with my mum and my dad, innit? Yeah. Do you think I saw my dad? My dad was out working
Yeah.
to provide for us. I used to think like, raw, like I would love to be around my dad and this and that, but obviously he was out there providing. At the time I'm a child, I don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying?
no.
But now I'm older, or when I got older, I realised, and furthermore, he used to take me work with him. Obviously, he's a mechanic, innit?
Yeah.
So like I seen him like in the rain, the cold, the snow, underneath cars, you know, like doing madness here. And obviously he's done that his whole life to provide for me, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, so it's one of them ones, isn't it? Like, it's just like as long as you're doing what you need to do for the kid, there's no other reason to stop you being there. See, like the examples we brought up, it's all to do with baby
Yeah.
mums.
I like that
course.
because
It's all to
for
do with
you,
baby mums, bro.
Sam, and your situation, your life, how you've lived, that's hardwired into
Yeah.
you. That's like
How you
there's-
should be as a
That's
father.
like
He set a
absolute
good,
for you. That's an absolute. There is like no other thing of you have a kid, you work your ass off to provide for that kid. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if you spend time and raise it emotionally or not, you've been there to make sure there's a house over its head and clothes on its back, food in its belly, and that is hardwired. That's for you. I can see that. That's something for you. There's no question about it. You know what I'm saying? But for other people, and especially in this society now, this day and age, they think that's a choice. They think that's a fucking option to not be there, to not partake in the upbringing of their child. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever, they think I can back away from the situation, but it's not a situation. I think there's some things in life you have a choice of. You know what I'm saying? You can vote Labour or Conservative. You can decide to whatever you want to do, innit? You can be transgender, whatever. Yeah, having a kid. Once you've got that kid, you are beholden to that child. It's your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like I always said to it in the beginning, that child hasn't asked to be there. So on that note, you have a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Regardless.
Yeah, of course, you have a responsibility regardless. That's what I'm saying on that. Like, but this is what I'm trying to say, innit? I think there shouldn't be a reason for a father to not be there, innit? That's just my point. That's my thing, innit? Even if it is the baby mum.
What if the baby mum stops the father from being there because the father's not doing any good to the child's life?
There's dads.
This sounds like she gave access.
Can I say something? There's dads that are dressing up as Superman and Spider-Man and going up on bridges and protesting. You see them Justice for Dads guys?
Yeah.
They're
that's famous.
They're
famous,
like girlfriends and wives and baby mums or whatever, not letting them see
letting
their kids. But bro,
that's
look what
a
they're
different
doing. They're
question.
going
That's the
out of their
other side.
way. Yeah, they go. But that's what I'm trying to say. That you do whatever it takes. Innit?
Sorry.
Whether you raise awareness or whatever, but you do what it takes.
And do you know this as well? Another point. A lot of men sometimes might stop seeing their child just because they might be in a new relationship and that their partner.
But
this
you're
is
a
what I'm
waste
saying.
man.
I completely agree with that. But this is what happens in the real world
Simple.
sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then look, then that's in the real world. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are veiled, innit? So like something might look like something, but it's not what it seems, innit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a man. I don't know why they would put that on the.
Wow.
That doesn't even look that bad.
Like I said,
For you, baby.
in life, yeah, there's things that are not what they seem, innit? Yeah. See if there's a person who is not with looking after their youths because of their new girlfriend, then that's how you sort out who's real and who's a waste man, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I might not say it to the person because I don't care that much in that. But if you're not looking after your youth because of your new girlfriend, like who is she? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Is she Rihanna or something? And like, that's like the minimum. Like, it's got to be Rihanna, like minimum. And she had to have told you can't see your youth. And
I don't care if Rihanna did tell me that. Fuck Rihanna for telling me I can't see my youths.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Rihanna ain't got no right to tell me I can't see my youths, bro.
no, well, this is what I'm trying to say. So that no woman should tell you should have the right to tell you can't see your youth.
So what's your final drop? Like every
Yeah,
man
let's
should be there for their-
let's
for their
final drop.
child.
There's so many different
Let
strands.
me see my
There's
son,
so many different
Rihanna.
strands.
If the
Let
thing
me
is
see
why-
my
If
kids.
the thing is why, then what would you say the reason is, bro? I'll say
Okay.
the only thing it can be is baby mum.
No,
You're
no,
not
no,
talking
no, no,
financially,
no,
but
no.
bruv, you go. There's jobs in it.
It says why
There's
do
jobs,
some
pick up
fathers?
shit off
It
the
says
floor,
why do some fathers think it's okay not to look after their children?
brother, with the
Not
papers.
why do some fathers not look after their children? It's why do some fathers think it's okay?
I hate
You know, and everyone's like that's the difference, isn't it?
Hey, yo,
So
where the paper there?
with the paper, that's somewhere. So I reckon should we put this one to bed because
That was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one. Otherwise, what we going on?
Put the kids to
Roshni,
bed.
But see
thank
that-
you.
but
I
the
hope,
kids
I
to
hope
bed.
you
Thank
answered
you,
your
You know
Roshni.
what?
question.
See
Wow,
that
that
one?
was a
That's
big-
an age-old
Yeah.
drop. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying about that? This
Yeah,
question's been
it's a
going
drop.
around since before any of us
Ye
even
old,
existed. bruv.
ye
You know what I'm
old,
saying?
yeah. Back in the day, they were
Lowry,
like,
Jeremy Springer.
why should that was
Jeremy
not
Kyle.
take care of
They've
that
all
one?
made they've all made careers out of that drop right
The
there.
father.
Right, we're saying it's complicated, but it's not okay. At the
But
end of the
if
day.
you got youths,
Never okay.
be there for your youths, innit? It's
Yeah,
that
it's
simple.
never
like.
okay to not
If you're
take
not there
part
for your
in
youths, then what
child's
you
life.
doing, man?
Yeah, what you doing?
Yeah.
Certain things you ain't got a choice in.
Mm.
Kids and prison. Them things there. You're locked in. Simple.
Fuck it over. Right, next drop. Let's go for this one because this one we can talk about afterwards. That's a bit of a mad one, the crime one. Right, we got.
Fuck that.
I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this one.
Lord
It's
of
about to pop off in here.
mercy.
Not in a bad way, but it's gonna be interesting.
Sorry, can I say one? Can we?
Yeah.
I think we should change this one
Yeah, I think we should change this
from
one as
black
well.
community to the young community.
No, yeah, me and Gareth. So this is from
No,
someone.
but this is
wait,
the drop. This is exactly.
wait, yeah. Listen, this is. We'll get to that. Let's just go
We
for
just
this.
take it.
Let's
We
go
take the
for
drop
it.
as it is.
So this one, this is one of the.
White.
Yeah, this is.
I don't even know what this is.
I'm about to explain it to you. So this one, this was recent. So this is the last couple
I
days.
shake my head, bro, because this is fuckery.
The drop is the white saviour debate. Okay, so I'm gonna read this little bit out that I wrote
It's
down.
big in the news right now.
So if you know Stacey Dooley,
No, I don't know
Is
Stacey
she
Dooley.
like BBC Three?
yep.
Documentary.
Nah,
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of
Yeah.
her
The
until
gender
now.
thing.
White girl, yeah.
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 Can we leave the word white out for a second?
Sorry.
Right.
The Caucasian
a
woman.
girl.
Caucasian.
The Caucasian woman.
Yes. Right.
No, but
Stacey
you
Dooley.
can't leave the word white because this is what it's about.
All right,
bro.
wait, but we it.
It's
What
true,
we-
it's what
But
it's
we
about.
it.
What
Me not have that.
Me not have that. Can I go? Me not have that. Right, Stacey Dooley. Stacey
That's another
Dooley.
drop.
Her name is so funny that when I say it, I feel like I've said it wrong, but I'm saying it right. Stacey Dooley post a photo of her with a
Stacey
with
Dooley.
a African orphan, with his finger in his mouth like this, like that. Yeah. But what was the caption?
Obsessed.
Caption was obsessed. David Lammy, who is an MP. I don't know what constituency. Is he Labour? Is he a Labour MP?
I think
it's Labour,
he is,
yeah.
I think he is, isn't it? Yeah. We don't know. Well, anyway, David Lammy put a tweet up.
For those
saying
that don't know, that's that black MP on Twitter.
Have
He's
you-
always wilding on
Yeah, yeah,
Twitter.
there you go.
Have you got the tweet?
Yeah.
Have you got the tweet? Have you got his
No,
quote?
I haven't got a tweet, but there's so
Oh,
many
I'ma get it.
tweets.
I'll try and get
But
it.
there's so many tweets that it's hard because I was gonna get the
Let's
tweets,
just
but
get
there's
to
so
the
many.
crux.
Yeah.
Wait, let me finish this.
Yeah, finish.
So, David Lammy tweeted about it, and he tweeted about she was doing it for is it Children in Need? No, not Children in Need. Red Nose Day
Red
is
Nose Day.
Sports relief.
Comic Relief.
Yeah.
So she
tired
went
of
out
that
with
shit as
Comic.
well.
Wait a minute. She got sent out by Comic Relief to go do what they do in Africa. She took this photo. She posted it. It said obsessed. She's a pretty. I'm doing them things. What they called?
Asterisk.
Yeah, I'm doing. So
No,
she's,
Air
it's
quotes.
not asterisk,
she's
quotes,
yeah, she's viewed
That's
as
it.
a
Edit that
pretty.
bit out.
Yeah.
Like a fucking
Nah, it's staying in there. No, I'm joking. But this is what David Lammy was saying. He was like, you send out this. David Lammy's argument.
He was like, that shit lame.
That charity organizations need to rethink the way that they promote Africa and focus on the growth that Africa is doing, not focusing on always the bad things that's going on in Africa. And then he also said that the white savior debate is the white heroine, the white lady going to Africa and being viewed as the hero.
I've got the quote
So
here.
there you go. So but there's a lot that he tweeted more than once.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he tweeted
So
a
one
lot,
of his
yeah.
quotes, what he
Didn't she
said,
reply as well?
Yeah, she did.
and one of the most retweeted. This is the top one. He's retweeted. He said, "The world does not need any more white saviors. As I've said before, this just perpetuates tired and unhelpful stereotypes. Let's instead promote voices from across the continent of Africa and have serious debate." Yeah, and this is Stacey Dooley trolled for white savior complex after Comic Relief. And it says the BBC star is under fire for jetting to Africa. Jetting, they said. Like, was it private jet, whatever?
G6.
G6 on the Clearport, you know what I'm saying? So for jetting to Africa to investigate the work Comic Relief is doing there. And let me just add on to this, yeah? When I thought about this, I thought, you know what? Rest her soul. People thought Princess Diana was a fucking saint for doing the same thing Stacey Dooley's doing. Yeah? But you need to understand, yeah? The world is a lot more, in a way, not more wiser but more exposed to the operations behind what's going on with these type of situations. Okay, like if you look at the Congo, for instance, the Congo produces 80% of the world's cobalt.
What's cobalt used for?
Cobalt, is a material that's used in technology,
Every single
phones,
phone.
laptops, any type of
Everything.
high tech. It takes cobalt to produce that. It's essential in the production.
Because
All
it
these
conducts
massive,
electricity easy
Exactly.
and it doesn't overheat.
all these major companies, because of the properties cobalt has, they use it, and it's in the ground in the Congo. Now, what's gone wrong is the people in the Congo do not benefit from that resource. It's European companies that have set themselves up in a way that's basically blocked people from like the Congo being able to benefit from it. So the Congo, produce 80% of this cobalt that's used in everything from Samsung to Apple, all these billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies, and they don't benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was reading a post from Chaka Bars. What he was saying is, if, like, I don't know the numbers, I'm just paraphrasing him, but if he says, if the Congo was allowed even 5% of the profits made from cobalt sales, whatever it is, trading, they would be $350 billion better off for the year. And that is 7 times more money than they receive in aid from the UN, which is fuckery, because the UN have been around since God knows when. They've had trillions and trillions of dollars, billions of dollars, whatever, and they've done fuck all. And you know what it is? It's like...
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it?
It's a European... It's the whole European setup of the situation.
Whose
And
fault is it?
Whose fault is what?
Whose fault is it that they don't get what you think they should
This
get?
is why, because it's set up in a way where the way I think about it is, and the way I see it is, how can you be giving somebody crumbs in one hand, but in the other hand, my hand is deep in your pocket, bruv, literally under the ground in your pocket, taking out all that money. So one European system is taking billions of dollars a year out of your ground, but then in recompense they're giving you crumbs.
Yeah.
Western systems, that
Yeah.
not benefiting the people.
It's benefiting the
of
people
the
at the top of
country.
Africa, because we all know
Fuck
that Africans
them.
have got money.
Fuck them.
Let's not
though.
pretend Africans
Hey,
don't
you
have
man,
money.
hey, you
My
man,
opinion
hey,
is fuck
yeah.
them, bro. Because if you're buying
Africans
into
got
that
money,
Western,
bro.
if you're buying into that Western system, and you're not helping your people, fuck you.
No,
You know
but
what I'm
hear-
saying?
hear what I'm
Why?
saying, though.
Why is
Well,
50% of the
you lot
world?
talk- you lot basically.
Sam, why
you
is
lot have
50% of the
forgotten a big
world
thing.
living on £2.50 a day? Yeah, while other people are sitting on massive wealth, millions and millions, just gathering dust. Yeah, when you could afford to open 20 health centers, 50 schools. You know what I'm saying? Why is there such a disproportion between? This is my thing, between the wealthy and the people that are poverty stricken.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't care what color you are.
It's a deep
It's
question.
It's
Same
about
here.
what's inside
It's
your
the
head.
same here.
It's about how you're seen, how you see the world, and how you say, okay, I'm an individual. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking what's for me, but then you're thinking, fuck everyone else. That's what I have the problem with. It's nothing to do with your skin color.
What's the word?
Yes,
for that?
there
What's the
are
word for that?
capitalism.
Capitalism, yeah.
Is
That's
yes, there is.
capitalism,
Yes, there is thing, but it's that exactly that. It's that
capitalism,
mentality that I have disagreement with. I think if there's people, if you have a land, yeah, do you think Africans could come over to England, yeah, find a valuable resource on English soil,
And
take it out of the ground and start
Yeah.
trading and making money, and English people are still down the job centre? You know, that would never happen.
But
It'd be
this is what
unheard
I'm trying
of.
to
bro.
say. I've been trying to say this
You know what I'm
for a minute
saying?
now, innit? Yeah, you lot are forgetting one important key thing here, like the whole slave trade. Like, are you lot alright? Like,
Yeah, no, I
Africa,
remember, of course I do,
yeah.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
it was never touched, yeah, by the West, yeah, it. Think of all the
Maybe
resources
Wakanda.
and the gold.
Maybe
and this and
Wakanda.
shit. It's
Sorry.
like you said, didn't it? Yeah. You're giving man crumbs, but man's hands deep in the pockets. Imagine man's hands deep in the pockets for years and 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 years, to the point you built your whole flipping
No, you did, yeah.
Empire.
corporation.
Everything.
Yeah.
These times here,
everything,
all you've
yeah.
got is the crumbs.
Yeah.
Always.
So now I've got this corporation. You need money, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hire you. Of course you're gonna work for me. So
Yeah.
see, when you say like, oh, the Africans, bruv, of course they are, bruv.
Yeah.
Their country was raped, pillaged, plundered, robbed from early, bro. Since
Yeah.
come on, like think.
Yeah,
bruv,
I know that, obviously.
there was not
yeah.
even like how many when you see like them Christian or Muslim Africans, yeah, bruv, people came over and brought their religion there. You know that, innit? They had their own religions. They had
Of
they had
course they did,
kings
yeah.
and queens. They had gold. They had everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, it came and it got fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? And that, yeah. And other people use it. Like, look, I saw a thing. This might be a drop for a future show as well, yeah. Like, what is British
Yeah.
culture, innit?
Oh, yeah. That's
British
the next
culture
drop,
is
yeah.
it's stolen.
Stolen from other cultures
Bruv,
to
without
try and
Africa,
identify as
without
their own.
Africa and Asia,
Okay, so we're getting a
what
bit
would
off the
Britain
point.
be?
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, but no, this is
Give
what
me
I'm trying
them
to say.
celebrate.
Yeah, we're talking about the West here, innit? Forget Britain. We're talking about the West here, innit? Yeah, the West have so much power because of Africa, because of places like Africa.
Of course.
So-
India is not to be.
Yeah,
thing as
Asia,
well.
Africa.
A lot of other places as well.
Think about it, yeah. See, America, bruv. No white person is from America. No matter what you say, innit? Like, yeah, they've got Native Americans, but they're not white. Like, if you actually look at it, yeah, that was the biggest like mass killing of a group of people. You know what I'm
Genocide.
saying? Genocide and that.
It's
Like,
true.
in South America. So when we talk about the West, we're talking about white European people, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah. And what it is they've built up everything through like the slave trade and stuff, innit? Yeah. So now they've had a head start. They're ahead. They're the leaders of the world. Like, I'm from Africa, yeah. So a guy that was born on the same day as me, at the exact same time as me, in Africa, yeah. What's the difference between us? Apparently, I'm a better person, bro. Apparently, I'm like more valuable than this person, like, because they're born in Africa and I'm born in the UK, bro. Have you seen how small the UK is compared to Africa, like, do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, why is this? Because of what's happened in the past, man. This is the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, this shit is never gonna change. But
yeah.
see,
It will change. But the thing is, can I just say something? It is actually changing. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is where the whole white savior
know
debate.
why it's
This is
changed?
wait. This is what.
And we're having
This
a
is what.
conversation
Wait.
about
Because this is what the MP was trying to say, though, innit? Because this is all we see. All we see on the news is suffering. When really and truly it's changing. You know what I mean? And it's changing. What's the word? Naturally.
Like what Chakabar was just saying, what I agree with, the only statement I agree with that he said,
Yeah.
was with apart from the stats, which are loose, like numerical stats, which might not even be fully accurate. But what he said was, Africa, these countries, they don't need your aid. They don't need your white savior
That's
complex.
what the guy
They don't
said
need
as well.
people to come over and be like, oh yeah, look, I'm feeding the poor child porridge. Fuck your porridge, bruv.
Yeah.
We need to
I
be able
agree
to
with that.
trade on the same footing. They need
100% agree.
trade.
Alright, but can I
But
say-
they don't need aid, they need trade. You know what I'm saying?
But just on my point, you're saying that you don't need a white person, this and that. We're not being funny, yeah. But you see all these black people that come from like Africa and the Caribbean, this and that. The famous ones, all these basketballers and these footballers and that. What if they stopped buying all this jewelry and actually went back to their roots and tried to help their community?
It'll be a different
They're not
thing,
trying. Do you get what I'm saying? These people aren't trying. So you can't.
It's all capitalism.
But can
bro.
I just say-
completely understand
So
that?
I'm not saying it was about blacks or whites.
No, no,
I'm saying it's
I-
about the Western mentality
understand.
compared to a communal mentality that raises everybody up to be on an equal footing.
I
That's my
understand, but
point.
But this is what I'm saying. If you
But
want,
what is an equal footing?
Equal footing is recognizing that, okay, if you have a resource that we need, we will trade with you. We will make sure that your country is as well off as our country is.
The whole
from,
country. So
Yes.
not like normal business.
Like
you
a
mean,
resource.
You mean stepping out of normal business and funding a whole country
Because
just
what
because you want to buy
normal
something off
business is
them?
based on nowadays is at the top of a company you have a CEO. Yeah, he's the person that rakes in millions for sitting on his ass. And I talked about this in the pod in the WhatsApp group, and it's like there's the top
I wanted
100
to talk
list
about this as well, though. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
America of overpaid CEOs, and there's people on that list, that get paid like 300 to 4,000 times more than the average employee in their company. So you're getting paid more for sitting on your ass, and you work for the board and your investors, while the people that improve your product,
Unfortunately,
promote
that's
your
life,
product,
No,
it's life, but
it's
it's
even-
not
it's even
fair.
No,
It's not
wait,
just.
wait,
it's the life you're born into,
No,
unfortunately.
it's not life. It's not life. It's
Doesn't mean
it's
but
more
who's-
simple than
but
that.
you had to
It's more
accept
simple,
it to
Gareth.
change,
It's
bro.
more simple than that, yeah. If I founded the company and I own 50% of the stocks and nobody would be here without me, I'm going to get paid 4,000 times more than
course.
everyone else.
But
You understand?
is that
If
right?
I wasn't
Because you're
there,
taking a
if
bigger
I
risk.
wasn't there,
Okay.
if
Losing
I
your
wasn't
money.
there,
Okay.
this wouldn't exist.
Okay, I'll give you an
So,
example.
yeah, so
Let
why
me
not?
give you an example of
Why not?
of a different type of thinking that works. When Nintendo, everyone knows Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
When Nintendo came out with their bullshit console, Wii U,
Wii U.
yeah, everyone knows Wii U.
You got one though, innit?
No, I
That's
never
what you
bought a
had
Wii.
one.
I
That's
had
the
a Wii.
only Nintendo
Oh,
console
yeah,
I
you
never
didn't buy
got.
it, yeah. Oh,
But
good.
Wii U's
had
fuck.
every
That's
Everyone
how I
knows
know
Wii U's
shit. You never
fuckery.
bought it, bro.
Wii U's shit.
That
Yeah,
one,
because you know I'm a
That's
computer
the
guy.
steering wheel
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
When
No,
Nintendo,
it was like a screen.
Nintendo's late
Then.
CEO Satoru Iwata, rest his soul, he publicly went and said, due to the company, being due to our my fuck ups, my mistakes that have led the company down this road, I'm taking a 50% cut in my pay, because. Because and they asked him why. They said, "Why are you taking 50% cut in your pay? You're the CEO. It's a given thing. The CEO. You're meant to make more money. I'm not saying don't.
Yeah.
You're the head of the company. Whatever. But it's a given thing." He said, "Look, if my employees are in fear of their livelihoods, then I doubt they will be able to engage and make the best products, the best games in the world that other people can enjoy." Yeah. So he took a 50% cut. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't only him. Shigeru Miyamoto, who's the inventor of Mario, and he took a 20. Him and other board members took a 20 to 30% cut to save their company, to make sure that their employees could still be comfortable regardless of their mistakes.
But that's because
Listen to me now. Listen to me. This year,
they're not there though.
this
I was gonna say, wait, there's
exactly.
two,
It's based
there's
on
two
that.
things to
So
that.
there's
He might have done that to save his company.
So also,
Yeah.
but then also, you have Activision. There's a head
Yeah.
CEO of Activision. His name's Bobby Kotick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Activision announced record
It's been
revenue
it's been
sales.
mad, It's
Yeah.
been mad.
But at the same point, because it's unsustainable wealth, it's this growth through monetization, through having pay to win shit in all your games.
Yeah.
You can't maintain it. And the only thing stockholders care about is the next year's growth,
Forecast.
the next year's
Yeah.
boost in revenue.
Yeah.
So in order for them to still make as much money, yeah, and still take home these massive millions and millions of bonuses, in order to take that all home, they cut 800 people's jobs. They cut 8% of their workforce. So that was their contingency. Fuck everybody else. Fuck the people on the bottom level. We're just gonna take all the money, and in order to make sure it's still a profit, we're gonna cut those jobs. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between Western mentality and a mentality that's more community minded.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can be still super rich, super well off, yeah, and take a pay cut. Because you're still earning,
Still making profit.
still making profit, and you're still
After your
earning,
pay.
and you're still
Yeah.
set for life.
Yeah.
You don't have to be greedy, and that is what this boils down to. It's fucking greed. You know what I'm saying? People are greedy nowadays, and they think greed is the way forward, and greed is the normal way it should be. I should have this because I'm this, and you should have fuck all because you're that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the way forward. It's got to change. It has to change.
Okay.
But like, so alright, cool. Because you said something earlier that was interesting, innit? So like, how would someone like identify themselves, yeah, like as a person, innit? Earlier on, when you said like about the was it Kobo?
Cobalt.
Yeah.
Cobalt. I can't even say it.
If they was to give it back to Africa and whatever, and that, then the different countries and stuff, and there you go. There's your problem right there, innit? Yeah. What
Yeah,
countries
go on,
are
sorry.
man-made, bruv?
Countries are
Ghana
man-made.
and Nigeria, a Ghanaian person and a Nigerian person will tell you they're not the same, bruv. They'll
Yeah.
tell you they're completely different,
Of course.
and they've got completely different culture, this and that, yeah. But then these times here, bruv, it's someone decided that this is one country and this is another country. Back in the day, Africa used to just be one massive country. bruv.
How you give it back is, yeah.
And
is-
on top of it, sorry to cut you off as well,
No,
yeah.
no, it's
if
all
we're
good.
trying to talk about wealth and all of that, bro, don't anyone know about the ancient Egyptians, bruv? They're from Africa,
Yep.
bruv. They had they like people literally thought that the pharaoh was God. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that, like that's how powerful these people were, innit? Like I said, bruv, if you want to talk about kings, queens, all of that. Yeah, Egyptian had it, not Egypt, but Egypt, yeah, but Africa had it first, bruv. There's still things in Africa now, i.e. the pyramids and shit, that people can't even explain, bruv. Like
No.
Africa is, this how bad it is. You know, on every map that you've probably ever seen in your life,
Wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
bruv, they made Africa
Wrong.
smaller.
When
Smaller.
Africa can fit the whole
Africa's
They
world.
made Africa
massive.
smaller,
Yeah.
bruv.
Yeah.
Think about how deep that is. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that.
Yeah, but that's the same reason they cut the noses of the sphinxes and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same
It's
reason
not
why.
the same reason because look what ISIS just did. They just destroyed
No, but
everything
it's the
that
same
was
reason
historic.
because
So there must have been a war at the time, bro.
because
No, I know
history
about
is
that.
told
Give me
by the
that. Give me that.
victors. History is always told by the victors. It's their perspective.
Yeah.
But it's a
'Cause
thing
if you
where.
go to France,
Sorry, I'm
apparently,
going to get to a thing, your point in a minute.
go on,
Yeah,
so I'm
but
cutting
it's like it's like okay, Greece, yeah, ancient Greece, yeah. They said we are. Greece have been like they are the forefathers of mathematics,
and
creators of
philosophy
mathematics,
and all that shit.
and whatever not, yeah. But then why is it that the ancient Greeks went to Alexandria, which is in Egypt, and the heart of learning was in Alexandria?
Yeah.
So Greek scholars went to Alexandria to learn maths. So how did you invent maths?
You see the CEO thing and that, yeah. Like you gotta understand, cool, I understand, but you see, run your own business and that, yeah. Bro, not being funny anything, but no one's really there with you when you're at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know
no,
what I'm
but
saying?
Andre,
Listen.
you lot turned this whole business debate. What the fuck has that got to do with the white savior thing, bruv?
Yeah,
We're
oh my
getting
God,
way
guys,
off.
you know
We're getting
what?
way off.
Thank you,
You're
sir.
not going way off.
We
I'm trying to
strayed
stick to
so
Africa.
off. Oh my
I'm
God.
trying to stick to
We
Africa.
strayed,
That's what
we
when you are
strayed.
talking
But
about.
no, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of
Companies and that,
background.
alright.
Straight.
It's a lot of background.
Yeah,
to
there's
this.
a lot. There's
but
a
I
lot
was
of
making a
history
point about
behind
this.
it.
I'm making about
Colonialism was what the guy said anyway.
No, no, listen.
You know, that was he brought it up,
Colonialism
innit?
is the
Wait,
reason.
listen,
Yeah, yeah.
I have a point about this,
Africa
but
is on its knees,
with
bro.
the whole starting your business and this and that, yeah. Not being funny or anything, and this ties back to the hype beast as well. Not being funny, but back to community and Africa and this and that. If you want to really start and help, you have to start with community. You have to help your own. When there's brands and things happening with the community, people don't want to help themselves and each other because it's not established enough for them. They rather go to people like Gucci, which are mocking. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People of race
Who can go to Africa and set up a shop
exactly
and
Everyone
get
buy-
everything
person
super cheap.
who is actually trying to help maybe to try and give back to the community.
No one wants to know, bro.
No one wants to know.
Nobody
so
wants to know.
this where the problem starts. When I was saying earlier as well, all these guys
Supply and
that are
demand.
not even that, all these guys that are in the media, yeah, and who are basketballers and rappers and all these things, they're not really trying to help their own community by supporting any of the local businesses, and the people that idolize them are going to spend their money on things that they want. So the hype beast again, it can be an investment because of what people are watching, what people are being displayed. So if you really want to make a change, these people should be the first ones to try and help.
Change what's around you.
You know what? Wait, I agree with you, but can I be devil's advocate for a second? So, see the whole white saviour thing. The problem is with these, when people go over to Africa, we're not saying don't help people. We're saying that when you take the pictures, like see them people that go, they record themselves giving change or giving food to homeless
you don't have
people.
to here.
They do it. Yeah, obviously it happens here.
But
then when people go into Africa or these places to do it, like, are you doing it genuinely for your own heart, for clout, or you doing it for fame? Alright, so hear me out,
No,
so boom, what if these, what if the rich black people, are doing these things, but they're just not taking pictures?
They are. No, but they are.
But this
the
the
guy said it.
Akon is a prime example.
And
And I'll be honest with you, this is the person who's actually, I was watching the interview and he's saying he doesn't feel like there's enough black artists and black
But then
NBA
why?
players.
Because he's not seeing it, or we're not seeing it.
But it's the truth, because it's not happening.
No, this is where
It's the truth, it's not happening. And this is the thing, the reason why I'm saying it's not happening is the same way you see people, artists like Lil Pump and all these endorsement, making tunes about Gucci this and you see like even the Migos and this and that. Bro, they buy so much jewelry. So much jewelry. And look how quick they are to show off their jewelry, but you don't want to go and show off your someone else's local business that they're trying to bring up, or do you know what I'm saying? And these are the people that are in the spotlight that you should be putting do you know what I'm saying? You should be shedding your light with them, helping your community, do you get what I'm saying? Giving back to them a bit more. So really and truly, you can't blame them. It's
but then what? Then what are you saying then? Yeah, like, because there's certain black people that don't consider themselves African, bro.
It's not even about.
So then what? They need to go help their country and that. Is that what you? Is that? I don't.
Caribbean. Well, they're fucking
everywhere.
Those people are fucking idiots.
Look, alright, cool. How did the black people end up in Caribbean, bro?
Listen, what I'm saying is,
there.
I'm not talking about this.
And who took them there?
I'm not talking about just necessarily Africa. I'm talking about your roots community.
No,
Do you know what I'm saying? But
it's not. Look,
because that's where it starts.
I hear still roots and community, but then look, none of us here are English, bro.
Of course not.
So then, where's our roots and communities?
Back home,
Exactly.
where we should be providing back to.
topic.
You know what I'm saying?
But then look, this is what I'm trying to say.
My roots are here, by the way.
But then, so then,
I love London. My roots are here. Like,
forget
it's
this-
funny
forget
because
this
my mum
about
and my dad
London,
ain't English. You know, I know what's like, but I am.
No, I hear you. So I'm
You know, I know what's so.
I agree
identify
with you, Jay.
English
I'm just
person.
being
Yeah.
Heritage isn't
devil's
English.
advocate.
You know what you know, basically. But also, okay, sorry to cut you, Sam. But my thing is, getting back to this white savior thing, I think what it is in the media, people are fucking tired of this shit. It's played out. Like I said from before, we've seen Princess Diana and her sons, Prince William and Harry, getting over and over again. Comic relief on TV every single fucking year. It's still the same situation. It has not progressed. Nothing's changed, yeah? And it's like, it's played. It's fucking played out. And it's the same, it's a famous saying. You teach a man to fish. You know what I'm saying? You give a man a fish,
You can
you eat for a day. You teach him to fish.
Eat for life.
So what are the solutions to these problems? This is what people are starting to ask now. You know what I'm saying? And it is, blatantly. You're taking so many resources out of the ground in these places. Diamonds, gold, cobalt, precious metals, all of them are coming from this place. But the people that live on top of the land don't see fuck all of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the bottom line there.
Yeah.
But you know what I think?
It's not the bottom line.
I think
It
no,
is
no,
the bottom
it's not. Do you know
line.
why it's not the bottom line?
It is the
Because
bottom line.
It's not.
that's a bit of
It's
a
the bottom
deeper.
line.
That's a deeper
You
drop.
teach them,
Final drop.
you give them
Should we
a
silent? Yeah,
chance
we've got half
to
an hour.
trade. You give them a chance to better themselves.
So, I'm the same. I'm with that MP guy in it to an extent.
Dry.
It's dry. It's washed up. They need to start promoting positive stuff. Not going over there, picking up a kid who has. The thing is, yeah. So if you live in London and you do anything with young people, you need consent from the parent.
Yeah.
She's picking up an orphan who can't tell her, and nobody can tell her, don't touch my kid. You understand? So what she's doing is wrong
Can I just
anyway.
add one thing to
Wait.
you? No,
Let me get my drop. And then, so what she's doing is wrong anyway in that sense, because I would never let you pick up my child to go and promote in that sense. You understand? And I'm pretty 100% sure no mother or father would. The whole white saviour debate, they need to change what they're doing.
But in terms of what, the change what though? Because
I'll tell you the
they
change.
are helping this way.
I'll tell you the
These
change.
are the facts. You're not going off onto
No,
mad
there's more-
shit.
no,
Wait,
there's better
these are the
facts.
facts. But
Yeah.
people are starving. They need help. Yeah, that's happening, bro. That's facts,
Okay,
bro.
true.
People are
Yeah.
going out there and helping
True.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my issue. My issue is
The way they promote it.
And I think,
it's the same for me.
I think
yeah,
David
it's not
Lammy, I think
yeah.
his issue was, what did he use? He used the phrase poverty porn. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing.
and
yeah.
showing the
Don't
world,
promote it like that.
Look how much of a nice
Yeah.
person I am. I'm helping. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not helping anyone.
No, it's
innit?
boosting
If you
you.
wanna, if you
Yeah.
want to help someone,
It's not.
go and help them, innit? Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
saying don't help anyone, innit? Yeah, but this whole thing of like,
No, but I'm kind of saying, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of saying,
we're
like,
dealing with
I'm
facts
kind of
though,
saying,
man.
like, but the thing is, like, it's like,
What are you gonna say? Like, hold on a minute,
wait,
homeless
wait.
person, while I take out my phone and hand you this change.
No,
You know
not
what I'm
even
saying?
that,
Like,
like,
do that,
yeah,
bro.
I'm
People do
saying
that.
that. I'm
Fuckery,
saying, I
bro.
saw some.
I've
I was
never
on
done
David,
that
I
ever in
was
my
on,
life.
I was on David
I'll
Lammy's.
give it a homeless person. Like even
Yeah.
the other day, we said the guy came up to us in a restaurant. I was like, look,
Yeah, I wouldn't have
if I-
given him nothing. And
you wouldn't give
were
him.
gonna
I
give
said
him
if I
stuff,
had
yeah. I wouldn't have
if
given
I
him
had
nothing.
any change in my pocket, I would have given it to him.
Can I say what happened though?
When
So the
you-
guy, we were in
Yeah,
Macan
go on.
Cafe, and the guy came in trying to sell us
ashtrays,
and stuff that
ornaments.
he literally just stole from Portobello Market. Yeah. I like Gareth.
Fuckery,
He
I don't know.
literally
I don't
just
know where
stole.
you're going from,
Are you
bro.
mad? They were all old school antique ones, bro. Else did he get them from?
Bro,
Outside.
bro.
Anyway, look.
It's like
Let me- wait, let me
the
get-
Europeans stole the cobalt out of the ground. He stealed it
No,
back
it's
from
not.
them.
Let me get back to the
Give me
drop.
those chance, bro.
Wait.
Give me
Let me
this
get-
chance to do
Let
his
me get
thing.
back to the drop because
Joking.
I'm gonna wrap myself up now, innit? So I was on David Lammy's Twitter today. He posted up a comedian, and she said, "Is an African lady who's a comedian in Africa doing comedy." Well, I don't know where she was actually. And then she turned around and she was saying loads of funny stuff. But one thing resonated with me. She was like, I can't remember what exact words here, but it's along the lines of like, you know, there's poverty here, there's drug abuse here, there's loads of problems that's going on our doorstep. How would England like it if a load of Africans came over and set up shop and took photos and did a concert
Of the
to
nitties.
raise money? Yeah, to raise money for the nitties. And
Don't
then
be laps, bro.
but but the thing is, but it would never happen.
Nitty
The thing is,
relief.
though, but
It would never
that's
happen.
how
Nitty
simple
relief.
it
Why
is.
is
It just
that?
never
And why
happens.
is that? Because then it goes into the deeper thing, like I was saying, bro. You lot are talking about businesses and shit, but it's deeper than that, bro. We're talking about.
Talk about
Like,
nitty relief,
Do you know
bro.
what I'm
right?
saying? Like, it's like, look, put it this way.
Yeah,
innit?
I know. What it's,
Well,
of
that's
course
the
I know.
example I gave. There's someone who's born the exact same time as me, but in Africa, bro. They can't even come to England, bro, if they wanted to, bro. But I can go to Africa whenever I want.
Whenever.
For a
Gap year.
holiday.
That's what
to
she
have a
spoke.
look.
Yeah, she said that, you know,
know what I'm saying?
backpacking gap year. That's what she was talking
Yeah,
about as well. She was
fucking
like, how
gap
can
year.
these like uni students turn around and be like, oh, I'm really sick of
But this
having
is
it.
the-
Wait,
sorry.
listen. I'm really sick of having it fine. I'm really sick of how my life is okay. I'm gonna go have a gap year and go see some orphans in Africa. She was touching it, joking.
this is
but
my
around,
point,
you
it's
know,
my
like-
point,
Is
it's
that
too
necessarily
much.
a bad thing, though?
Sam, it's
Yeah.
too much of a
a bad
one-way
thing.
road.
Of course it is.
Yeah, because
Why?
it's too much
Going
of
to
a
help
one-way.
orphans in Africa.
No,
No,
it's
going
not.
to
No,
see orphans.
the idea
Hold
of
on.
it isn't.
They're going to
The
see
Why is that a
idea of
bad
it
thing
isn't.
when
But
you're
what?
Do Africans
No,
come
but
from where they
listen,
are
listen.
to come and
Listen,
see our
listen,
problems?
no,
No,
Do
listen,
Africans
look,
come
look,
from
look.
where we are to see our
No,
problems?
but
Listen,
no, but
listen,
Sam,
listen,
what
no,
do you
the
think
thing
of
is, though,
somebody?
Wait.
Can I
Go
just say
on.
one thing?
Yeah, go on.
Listen,
Go on.
you can't think of it like that. You're thinking we've been blessed with the opportunity to grow up here. Yeah, they might be going to see Raj. You know what? Let me see the other living conditions from a different life and a different perspective.
course, yeah.
So you can't say
It's a humbling
I've got
no,
something.
you
I've
can't
got
say
something for you lot.
you can't say
I've got something
someone
for you
is going to Africa to see orphan
Yeah.
kids. And
No.
You don't know what kind
It's
of
not
self-
that I'm
but
disagreeing
listen,
But that
you
is the
don't
white.
know-
That is the white savior.
No, listen,
the white
listen,
savior's coming from
listen.
England
It's
and
not
going to
that.
Africa
That's
and
not-
saying, "I'm here, guys, to help."
That's
Yeah,
that's
you
not
don't know how
that's
that
not what
help.
the
You
white
don't know
savior
that.
is.
That's
That's
not
not what the
what
white
it is,
savior is.
bro.
It's
And
not.
it's promoted
It's
like
not.
that.
It's not.
Yes,
It's
it
not.
is.
It's the person.
ways-
It's the
Yeah.
person.
That's what I'm
that-
saying.
No, people can go on a gap year
On a gap
and do
year.
whatever they like, yeah, on there, yeah. But it's the person that's all over Instagram,
Thank you.
all over Twitter,
Yeah.
all over this and that.
No,
you're
it's
saying
not. It's
it
deeper
is.
than that.
It
It's
is.
deeper than that.
Look
It's
what I'm
deeper
doing.
than that.
No, because Jason, listen to me.
The African can see a white
It's
person
like you're
come.
saying it's weird over here. If you see a guy, it's fucking weird. You see
Yeah.
a person who pulls out their phone before they hand that homeless person the money.
Of course it is.
That's a
Yeah.
character flaw. That's weirdness. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing that this Stacey Dooley woman's doing. It's a character flaw.
Yeah.
Well, she
You're
didn't do
putting
it.
yourself up here.
She
like,
didn't do
oh,
it.
look at me. I'm obsessed with this black
Yeah.
child. I'm
I don't
feeling
like her, but
porridge
she
to.
didn't do it.
Fuck
innit?
that
It
shit,
wasn't
bro.
her that did it.
Alright, Jay, can I ask you a question?
It was the what's it
Can I
called?
ask you a question? So,
Yeah, go on.
if she went and helped orphans in Africa, but she
Yeah.
never took no pictures, there was no documentary. It wasn't for
Yeah.
comic relief. It wasn't for nothing. Yeah?
I'll have more respect for her. Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would
But
too.
You would
Of course,
respect
yeah.
her for helping.
No, I wouldn't.
I would have
Because
mad-
I was about to say, you man know me, innit? Like I'm not easily
It's how it's
influenced.
covered by the
Wait,
media.
no, fuck all that shit as well.
No,
'cause
no, fuck
it's
all that shit, bro. It's how it's
Intentions is
covered.
good though. Like if she had good intentions, bless her, innit? Who needs the most help right now? what country in this world needs most help right now?
Everyone.
No.
Syria? Everyone.
Yes. All this in Syria is such a bigger problem than anything. The problems
Why
in
though?
Syria, listen, the problems in Syria,
But
the
there's
problems
other
in
problems
Yemen,
around the world
the
as
problems
well.
in all these
Burma,
countries that are
problems in
actually
Burma as well.
getting like they're so in need of desperate help
You're
more than
missing
anywhere
one
else.
thing,
But nobody will go near them. Stacey Dooley, whether she had the good intentions or not, that's by and by. But it's let's go back to the original white savior.
Yeah,
What the guy said, what's his name?
David Lamb.
David Lammy, yeah.
He said that it's not Stacey Dooley.
It's not.
It's the fucking charity and it's the way that they
Yeah, it's
promote
the way
their
they've marketed
organisation. Yeah, needs to change.
Exactly.
And I agree with that.
But you know,
But that's
you know-
the one
you
thing
know-
I
you
agree
know
with.
what she clapped back
Yeah.
with? She was like, "Raw."
Is it 'cause I'm white?
They've raised ever since they've started Comic Relief. I think
billion.
she said that. She
Yeah.
said they raised £1 billion
did say that, yeah.
for Africa. So like, I'll be honest with you, innit? If
What's £1 billion?
making
bro?
£1 billion,
What's
No,
a
that
billion
goes a
pound?
long
Yeah,
way,
but
bro.
bruv, listen,
But wait.
it
But
goes
do you know
a
what
long
David
way,
Lammy
bro.
said? Do you know what David Lammy says straight away back to that? He said that doesn't even touch what people who are black that come from the Western world have donated. It don't even come close to it. You understand? Not even nowhere near. Guys, £1 billion is not a lot of money. It's probably the foot.
Look at the size of Africa.
It's probably FIFA's, the FA fucking weekly wage budget.
Obviously.
You understand? It's not a lot of money, bro.
No,
I hear
it's
you,
not.
it's not
Yeah,
a
think
lot
about
of money,
tax.
no.
It's
But then-
not a
but
lot
then
of
look,
money,
look,
bro. You
That's
know
£1
what that one's
billion
like.
pounds that wouldn't have been there otherwise, bro.
Can I say my another point? According to, is it children? Is it Red Note?
Sport release.
According to Comic Relief, they've been doing the same thing since they started. So according to
Same
them,
thing.
it doesn't matter from the billion. It looks
Correct
the
me if
same
I'm
as it
wrong, but
did
isn't it a different
20
place?
years ago.
Isn't
I
it
like
different-
it.
isn't
I
it-
like it.
How is that?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, how? If you
What
put
do you
billions
mean?
in,
Wait,
how?
wait,
Wait,
How
wait,
does it
wait,
look the
wait,
same?
live
wait,
eight,
wait,
yeah.
Isn't it a different place every time, every year?
No, it's probably.
No.
I don't know.
So what? It's Africa every year, blood.
Yes.
Yeah,
Africa's a big place,
it is
bro.
Africa every year, bro.
Bruv, like I said, I'm from Africa, bruv. I've
Africa's
never
a
seen Comic
massive
Relief in my
place.
country, bruv.
This
What now?
adds to the debate.
So
They
then,
don't
look,
fuck
but
with
listen,
people that
this
ain't
is
black.
this is what I don't like. But
You know
the
them
debate-
ones,
but this
yeah.
is what. But then, hold on a second, wait. But there's I've seen like
Aid agency.
yeah, no, like for Asian
Red
countries
Cross,
and stuff
UN.
like that, where like, they're asking for donations. But anyway,
That's normally because of
Leave-
natural disasters.
but anyway,
that's
cool.
normally
Leave
linked to
that,
like them
yeah.
things, isn't it?
The
We're
most-
saying
yeah.
now Africa needs help, innit? Yeah, I'm African, innit? Yeah, but I don't say I'm African, and you won't like. There's a lot of people, like I said, with the Ghanaian, Nigerian, like there's someone from Angola. There's loads of different countries in Nigeria. Not in Nigeria, in Africa, innit? So people, there's not gonna be like, oh wow, like. Yeah, let's all pull together and da-da-da. That's not how it is, bruv. A Nigerian man's gonna go back and pump money into Nigeria, bruv. A Ghanaian man's gonna go back and pump money into Ghana, bruv. He's not gonna care about Tanzania
Rightfully
or
so.
Niger or this.
Yeah.
And that. But what I'm trying to say is, who is the person? Who are the people that said like, "Raw, this is one country. You people are different to this people, and this is a different
Europeans.
country over here." Thank you.
but
So
it's deeper
how
than
can
that.
you look? How can you
It's
not
not.
even be talking
It is
about?
because religion splits Africa right now.
But then- but-
There's a civil war going on in Congo.
Europeans.
purely based on Muslims and Christians.
In Europeans.
Purely.
And those are two
Purely.
religions that
Yeah.
weren't
But
ever
bruv,
started
Jason,
in Africa.
fact-
But how
actually-
can you blame
No.
a whole race,
can't say
other
it's
race,
deeper than that.
for ignorance?
Factually,
How?
they divided it
How?
up through colonization back in the day. They colonized
But look
everything,
at Asia
and they said
as well,
that
man.
belongs to the
Look
Dutch,
what's happening
that
in
belongs to the
Pakistan and
French,
India right
that
now.
belongs to the Spanish,
I get
that
what you
belongs
mean,
to the
yeah.
English.
Yeah.
They divided it up that way. So it's Europeans that divided up Africa in the way it is today. But
But
you
for
know what
you
it is,
to
yeah?
hate someone that is the same as you,
I don't hate no one.
no, not you. I'm talking about in Africa. For you to hate a person who looks like you, talks like you, speaks your language, how can you blame anyone else but them?
That's the same
for
with
that?
Protestants and
bruv,
How can you
Catholics.
blame anyone else
it's
for
not-
that?
No, it's not
Same
their
with
fault.
Protestants and
No,
Of
Catholics.
course, and I'll say
Same
the
with-
same thing for them though. There's no blind just because you're white. You know them ones. There's no blind for that,
But
bro.
look, getting
It's
back
like,
to
how
getting
can
back
you
to
be
this,
so
getting back to
ignorant?
this debate, because we're always getting off the point list because
Yeah,
it's
this-
such a
this-
big.
It is a
broad
big one.
subject.
I knew that would be a juicy one.
You
This
be
one's
like,
too
how-
I knew that would
but
be a
getting back
juicy
to this
one,
point,
yeah.
yeah,
Deep,
because
deep, deep.
other side of it that's fuckery is the side of it where it's people like how it's marketed by Comic Relief, Sport Relief. You have these people going over there. Even Lenny Henry went over there, bro. He's black. You know what I'm saying? But it's still the white savior complex.
Yeah.
As in this person, I'm bestowing
Yeah.
this upon you, my blessings. Fuck your shit, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
fuck
I'm
you,
saying?
yeah.
Truly and utterly help these people. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have to be cameras on it. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have to shine a light on it. Help them in a way where it will help them long term. These are short term scenarios, short term solutions to long term problems, and it's always going to be the same. We're always going to be going back there every year. We're always going to be donating. People will wear fucking stupid red noses every year because it's not going any further.
Yeah.
And people are tired now. David Lammy is expressing what a lot of people are thinking, where they want to see true change in Africa.
Yeah.
True change. Where we don't have to keep going back and revisiting this. Imagine we sorted out Africa. We should be off Africa now, bro. It's been 20 fucking years. We should be on the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? But these white saviors won't go over to the Middle East because they're gonna get fucking killed if they go over there.
No, oil.
Yeah, oil as well,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of barriers as well that blocks them. You know what I'm saying? And it's European barriers, bruv. It's westernized barriers that are blocking these people. They won't go over to these places because it's a lot more dangerous, and there's a lot more money at stake. There's a lot more skin in the game for the Western companies and Western corporations that will block you and will not help you and leave you for dead if you come up if you show up in the wrong way in that place. You know what I'm saying? So you have to fucking be very careful.
Right.
It's one of them things there.
Last the final drop, guys. We got like
Fuck a white
about
savior.
15 minutes
That's
left.
my final drop. Fuck a white
Listen,
savior.
if you're gonna help someone, help them because
Wait.
you want to help
Wait.
them. Innit? That's
Yeah,
it.
wait.
Simple.
Play
Okay,
that
we're gonna
bullshit.
put it to bed.
Play that bullshit.
I'm not saying fuck a white savior. I'm saying the whole image of. I'm just saying like. Change your ways in it. Like these charities
Everyone's
need
got
to
to
change the way they promote what they're doing. Like they need to change that.
Speaking about the Palestine thing, I blatantly know someone who done the exact same thing in it. They went to Palestine for a little piece and that was living with like a Palestinian family and that shout yourself out in it for listening, because I don't know if you want me to say your name or anything, but like
Give them their
they
shine,
didn't
bro.
do it.
Give them their shine, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they
Yeah, I
want
don't
me
know
to,
either. That's why I
but
would
like
say.
like
Don't do it.
they didn't do it. Like I'm saying they're not Palestinian. They weren't like Arab or anything like that. Like they just went out there because of like what they were hearing.
Goodness of their heart.
Yeah, exactly. They
The
wanted to help
goodness of your
people
heart.
and
That's what makes the
Exactly.
world go round ultimately.
Exactly. Yeah. Some of the things that they
You know what
told
I'm
me, like mad thing. But anyway,
Yeah.
What are you saying, D? What's your drop on this?
Listen, if you want to help, it ain't got to be on camera.
thank you.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Bun the hypocrisy. And that's exactly what the white savior, that term,
That's what the term means.
it's a bad term. It's not. It's
It
an
doesn't
ugly
just mean
term.
that. I'll be honest with
It's
you.
an
It
ugly
doesn't just
term, and
mean that.
it denotes
It doesn't
race.
just mean that.
I know it doesn't just mean that,
Yeah,
but
it
it's an
doesn't.
ugly term because I said myself, Lenny Henry was a white savior at certain points.
But he's
He
not
was-
because he's black, and this is the
No,
this
he
the-
is, because
wait,
he's-
listen, this is
he's
the
that
debate
face,
that they had.
he's that face they had
But if
over
Lenny Henry went out there, nobody would say nothing. I wouldn't even say nothing because you are black.
I would say
So when you but the thing is, I wouldn't
because
though.
you're
You know,
still
no one's like,
you're just that face for this charity.
but he's
that's really a
from
corporation.
there. It's like if I went back and I helped.
But if you
I'm
ask
not
him,
a white
hold on, wait,
saviour.
if you ask Lenny Henry where he's from, he's
From
definitely
Birmingham,
not saying Africa.
Birmingham,
Africa.
Birmingham.
He'll say 10 things before he says Africa, bro. Are you mad?
Well, like United
Are you
States.
mad, bro? He's sucked in, bro.
But
Man
it's the
like
same
that are
thing.
sucked in,
It's
bro.
but we've seen it
Yeah.
before. We've seen it. Princess Diana did it. Everyone's done it. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen these people go over there and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, but Princess Diana, in her credit, she did different. She went and
No,
like,
it's because
did some
people were less
minefields.
aware.
Like
People were less
this is
aware,
something
there was
that
less
someone
social
needs to
media.
do. You know, another one's like somebody needs to go do something about the mines that are in the floor. You don't have to go pick up a child and take a photo and set up set.
She did it all.
She did
Yeah.
all of that.
She did all of that. But it's like social media wise is less aware. And now people are seeing that hang on a minute, there's a massive injustice here. There's a massive imbalance. Because you got these
That's another
mad
drop.
companies
That's
that are
another
making
drop.
bare
We
dough.
should make that another drop.
Bare dough off of Africa. But I'm not giving
There's
back.
mad
Yeah,
companies.
that's a whole next drop.
It's a
There's-
whole
yeah,
next
'cause
drop.
there's mad
But you know
companies
what?
doing that here.
Guaranteed.
Do you know what? Say
Not in
that.
England. England ain't got
Yes,
fuck all
there
to
is,
give.
bro.
What's England got, bro?
Do you know how much profit
no, we're
these
going
companies
completely
make?
off
Yeah, another drop. another
England
drop.
make profit off of those companies, bro. You have to pay tax in this country.
They also make profit off us, bro.
Yeah, because we're the laymen. We don't have no.
Anyway,
we don't have no say.
another drop. Another drop.
Yeah, that's a
on,
complete
another
different drop,
drop,
but I
yeah.
got some fire for that one as well. But
Another
anyway,
drop.
Fire for
just
them.
quickly for the Diana thing, like if she was around,
Rest her soul.
yeah, R.I.P.
And no one speak ill of the dead.
Princess Di, the people's princess, yeah. But what's it? If she was around nowadays with Instagram,
Should be a
with
hype beast.
YouTube, with live streaming, hold on.
Princess
She'll be doing,
Supreme
well,
Diana.
wouldn't she be doing the exact same thing though? Don't you think?
Yeah, she be Louis Vuitton.
She'll be on it, bro. She would. Her Instagram would be nothing but African kids.
It would
Sorry.
be.
Is someone gonna tell me something different?
Guaranteed it would be, bro. It would be.
Question.
Hella African kids
then
and
see, like,
William
this
and
the
Harry
thing.
and their grandkids and their grandkids.
When it comes to helping, I think there's two different ways you can do it.
No, but I'm
You can
talking
do it
about
like
what is
that,
it?
Or you could do something like what Madonna, Angelina Jolie, and take one of the children. Try to
Just
provide
take
better
one.
life.
One,
but
the
do
Hunger
you know
Games.
what?
Is
But
that
you
what
know
you're
what?
saying?
No, it's not the Hunger Games.
One
It's
of
like
the
the
Asian
Hunger Games,
championships.
bro, it's not. But you know what? Nah, but listen to this. Nah, do you know what? You shouldn't even make us joke with that. Because listen to this. On a serious note, yeah. Bro, she's providing a better life for one of them. Cool, you might not be providing
Yeah,
for all of
okay,
them.
but you could
you're
do it,
providing
yeah.
for one.
It's good. It's
Do you get what I'm saying?
autism.
The same way people say, if you want to start help, you got to start with yourself. She's trying to help. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not a lot.
No, it's
But
not.
if
a lot.
everyone done a little something,
You
it can
provide a
help, do you know
banging
what I'm
life for
saying?
that one individual. Great. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you know what? You never know. That one banging individual can go back and provide a better opportunities for
You're
another
right,
10.
still. No,
Do you get
you're
what I'm
right.
saying?
I agree.
Them 10 can go and provide.
As long as
for the
they
same
don't raise to
community,
not forget
the
where they
same-
come from.
That's what it
You know
is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I think that's big of her. She took one person from a community to give them a better life. You never know.
100%.
Hopefully, inshallah, in 10 years' time or whatever, he can go back and provide so many opportunities for the same village he came from.
But that is still grotesquely covered by the media because it looks bad. You know what I'm saying? It looks bad as in like.
No, but I don't think what she done was
people.
bad,
No,
though.
I'm saying, but what
but
what Madonna and Angelina Jolie do?
No,
It
What's
has
the definition of a better life, bro?
It
Why
has
do we all
become.
think Africa's suffering?
Yeah, but that has become
You know,
kind of a
like,
joke
this
as
is
well.
what we
I'll
get rid
tell you
of.
what
Why
I
do
meant-
we all think Africa's
No,
suffering?
not that.
There's
What-
orphanages
This is what I'm saying
in
to
her in where she lives.
Listen to what I'm
Why
saying
didn't
to
she go there, bro?
In
It
the-
has
Like, you know,
become-
them ones,
yeah,
why didn't
because
she go
It
there?
has
sense
become a
of
bit
all-
of a joke.
in the
It has
sense
become a
of-
bit of a joke. The
listen.
celebrity taking one child from Africa or one child from China.
How many
and raising
kids
that-
do we
it has
know that
become
need
bit
a
of
better
meme,
situation?
you know what
I
I'm saying?
understand.
You know, them ones,
I
like,
understand
so
that,
it's
but
like,
listen
come
to this,
on.
yeah? You lot are taking it completely out of context. This is what I'm saying to you. We're talking about a kid who literally might not even have clean water to drink or have anything, yeah?
Yeah.
And we're talking, not being
I'm not
funny.
saying it's
but
bad.
listen, just listen.
Yeah.
Bro, just listen to me. Just listen. And we're talking about dickheads here who want to turn around to their parents and talk about, oh, fuck you and this and that, and get put into care. Brother, we're talking about someone who's literally got no opportunity in life or has very minimal opportunity in life and they're being taken to a much better environment. It don't necessarily mean that I'm not saying Africa's poor or anything like that. I'm talking about the child's environment.
No.
They're not being shown the attention and love that they need. They might not be able to get it, and especially with someone with her fame and financial status, of course it's going to be a much better life than someone in his community most probably would have gave him. So I think she's doing a very good thing. But as I said,
It's a good
taking
thing.
someone out of that environment to provide a better environment, to hopefully put back into that environment to make a better
but-
environment.
okay,
for
but-
her.
Listen, I agree with you, but surely a better environment is down to a matter of opinion, bro.
Yeah.
It's a matter of opinion.
It's about
What's
improving,
what-
not
What's a
better,
better environment?
improving the environment.
My
Is the
thing is,
correct
my
word I should
opinion is,
say.
my opinion. Instead of taking that child out of that
She
orphanage
didn't
in
improve his
Africa,
environment. She just took him out of it.
She took him out of it.
Yeah.
To improve
Why
him
not?
and his
Why not?
opportunities.
Why not just build a school? Why not build an orphanage? Why
I
not?
understand that.
Why not pay for more carers, more employers
but let me-
in that country?
I understand that,
So
but listen
all
to
of those
this.
kids that come
But
from
you
there
never
can
know.
get it.
She might have done that and instead of gave him one-to-one tutoring or something
Yeah,
to benefit him.
Yeah, but the reason why people do these things is because alright, the,
don't
same
know
way,
her, bro.
the same way you feel good when you give a homeless person some money, regardless of what it is, you haven't done it on camera, even with your phone, there is that feeling of gratification. Yeah, everyone can agree on that, right?
No.
Can I tell you
I
something?
don't.
There is a
I'll
feeling
block
of
it out.
I had an
gratification.
I'll
argument with
block it
someone.
out.
I had a,
If I feel like I'm gonna get
No,
any
when you help
gratification,
somebody,
I don't do
you
it.
feel good.
This
Listen,
how man
listen,
It's
is.
a
not about
natural
feeling
instinct.
good. Do you know what it is?
But
Yeah,
it
I don't do it about feeling
happens.
good.
I
Shall I
don't
tell you why I
do
do
it.
it?
It's
I do it-
psychologically documented. You feel good.
Shall I- let
You
me
can
tell
argue
something.
as much as you like.
Are you gonna let me
Simple as
tell- are you gonna let me
that.
tell you my
No,
side?
I'm talking.
might
Right
feel
now.
good.
Listen,
One
let me-
minute.
I
just have
So,
one
but
thing
that's
to
what
say.
people in the media,
need to feel
and why it's become a meme, because this Angelina Jolie, this Madonna, is taking this person. People can't understand. You've taken that person because you're sitting on all this wealth, and you've taken one person out and you've helped that person, and it is gratification for yourself in a way, because some people feel guilty about their wealth. They feel like I've got so much to give to people, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying why it's become a meme, why it's become a look of, it looks a bit selfish, because that's how the media have portrayed it. And that the more they put the lens on it and the more they sensationalize it and amplify it, the more it looks bad. And that's why this white savior thing has come to this point where people are speaking out against it. You know what I'm saying? Because
I hear what you're saying.
it looks mad in a way, you know what I'm saying? Not saying it takes away from that person, and thank God that they've managed to be able to do that for people. And people can turn around and say, let me give this to somebody and let me help this person become a better person. And then they can turn around and then say, yeah, when they're an adult, I remember where I come from. This is what I'm going to do with my life. This person's maybe just helped me to set up businesses, helped me to have a good education. I can turn around and help these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying nothing about the situation is bad. Helping other people is always good in my book. You know what I'm saying? Always good.
About intentions.
But the intention behind it and how it's skewed by the lenses that's put on top of it is a different thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you're
And
saying
this
this for some people do it for self-satisfaction, yeah?
some people do.
But I see, I wouldn't. For me personally, if I'm gonna give,
Well, I can't speak for everyone, bro.
No, I understand, but listen, if I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
That's it. If I'm to get like, for example, one time there was someone who was a homeless person. I asked them, look, do you want me to buy anything from the shop? They said, oh, something to eat, not a lot.
My friend turned around to me and said, "Why are you gonna do that for them? Like, you're just wasting your money." I said, "No, it's not about wasting your money. In a time of need, I'd like someone to do the same for me."
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
100.
And you got to take into. It's all this camera thing is bullshit because think of if you was in need, how would you feel if someone coming up to you with a camera in your face, going, "Oh, look at this, like I'm in a better position, so I'm gonna rub it." That's
Exactly.
a dickhead thing.
No,
Like, if
it's
you're
a
gonna
dickhead
help,
thing
it
still,
is help.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, you should do it for the sense of, you know what? If I was in this position, I would like someone to gracefully help me, humbly help me, without putting anything back in my face. So it's not always about trying to boost yourself, ego, and it's just literally about trying to think of, if I do my piece, maybe this world can be a better place. That's all it is.
You know what? You're both right, innit? Because what Wes is saying is like a lot. Like it's not like people are doing it for the gratification, innit? Yeah, it's like that's just gonna happen anyway, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel better helping other people and that. Like, there's been times when, like, do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, I've like, obviously I'm from Morocco, innit? Yeah, you could be sitting outside a restaurant eating a big food. A hungry person will come up to you, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? And that, like, I'm more than happy. I've been waiting time for my food. I'm all hungry myself. I'll happily give them my food. If everyone in the world treated other people how they would like to be treated, it's like what you said, innit? In a time of need, like, if someone helps you, you're gonna remember that, innit? It's gonna mean a lot to you, innit? Yeah. And there's been times when I've needed help and someone's helped me and I've never forgot that, innit? So that if you help someone, it might be a minor thing for you, or you might get a little gratification for that little split second in that, but someone's gonna remember that. Do you know what I'm saying? In that, like, and they might be in a position to repay the favour, you know, in the future, innit?
True.
You know what I'm saying? That when you need,
I've just got one question that I've just thought of just now. Like, so on an individual basis, help somebody in need. Everyone, I don't know anybody that would disagree with that. Yeah, on an individual basis, someone's got less than you. Someone needs help. Someone needs support. Help them. So why doesn't that translate to a corporate level? Why doesn't that translate to a business level?
it's never gonna, because then no one will make money, bro.
Why that's
No
different.
one will
I
make
explained to
money,
you why
bro.
that's different.
I'm just
The
asking a
same way,
question.
the same way, if I have a brand, bro, I'm putting all my time, and effort into it, and my capital into it.
Okay.
No one else is investing into it.
Right.
But listen, my time is
Cool,
not free.
I understand you, bro.
Do you get
I
what I'm saying?
understand.
So you got
But
to take you got to take into consideration. No one else is having the belief in you that you're taking to take the step.
True.
So why, when I've made that step and now I'm raking in the bucks, do I have to split it equally?
After
with
you've
everyone
made
else?
all
Not
the
equally.
You know what I'm saying?
Not equally.
No, but why
Not
do I
equally.
have
Not
to?
equally.
Why do I? But this is
Not
the thing. If
equally.
I put the
It
hard
is
work,
equal.
listen,
If you-
It's not.
If
It's
you
not. I'm
started
not
it-
saying equally. I'm
Just
not saying.
listen,
I'm not saying
listen,
split
listen.
equally.
Wait,
I'm saying
listen,
you made
listen,
more
listen.
than
Let me
you
finish my
could
point.
ever.
Listen,
You could ever
listen.
spend in your
Listen.
lifetime,
Wait.
or your children. Sorry, bro.
D, go.
Carry on.
I
Go on.
forgot what I was saying now.
No, but see all of the business stuff and making money.
That's another drop.
That's
That's
a
another
deeper drop.
Yeah.
Trust me in that. Like,
All right,
because-
listen. We already had the final.
You're saying you're
drop on
raking
this
in the
one.
box.
Wait, listen.
No, wait, I'm trying to think what I was saying.
Can I just
You
say,
come back.
this one was heated. Still.
Ah,
It's
sorry,
heated.
yeah.
I knew it would be.
If you-
I
listen,
told
listen,
everyone
listen,
who asked. I said this is
listen,
gonna be.
I don't know
listen,
about
listen.
everyone, but I'm just gonna holding it down, bro.
I had to a bit as well.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
I had
forget
to a
this.
bit. Go on.
So now you're raking in the bucks here. All your hard work, bro. All the time. And think about the hours that you might have spent in there.
Sacrifice.
Listen, for example, for my clothing, all the time that I sit there designing, editing, doing all this thing by myself that I was not paid for.
All the rejection.
All the rejection, all the people that told me, "Rah,
Years of
bro,
not making
this
no
is,
money.
yeah, what you do, wasting your time and this and that." Now that
Failed
now
relationships,
that one
everything,
person, now let's say what you've seen Drake in wearing my stuff,
Yeah.
you want to buy it and you want to be a part of it and start claiming a part of my journey. And I put all this hard work in. Why do I have to sit back and even for the Nintendo thing? Why do I have to sit back now? Because I've made one idea that's gone that or fucked up a bit. Why should I have to take the blame and say, right, I got to take a paycheck when it's a company that you all want to be a part of now? So we all got to take a pay cut, regardless of how much I was earning before. If I was making 100k a year. And now making 50k a year, and you're getting cut as
simple
well.
explanation is-
no, listen. I've had to take a pay cut, but then again, I've had to work my way to be in the position I am. So no one should be able to
And
take
you
that away from
started
me.
this shit.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Nintendo
So
winning
no,
right
but
now
as I
with
said,
this.
so without me being here, there would be no company. There
Yeah.
would be no job for you. You would not have the opportunity.
So D, I've been playing devil's advocate a lot today still, but basically, yeah. So suppose you started your company, innit? It's your company. You started it, innit? You built it from the ground up. It makes peas now, innit? Yeah, bruv. Everything has its price, innit? So a next company comes in, offers you the right price, innit, for your company, but they want to keep you as the CEO or whatever, innit? Director or whatever.
I'll tell you one thing.
Now, you everything you said is relevant, But bruv, you ain't even got a leg to stand on no more. You don't even own the company.
And this,
You're rich now though.
It's not
I
even
understand
that.
that.
Rich though.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is very personal. JB will know. I would never do something like that because I've invested a lot of time into something else which wrongfully got taken away from me.
I hear that,
So
yeah.
it's lessons you learn in life. And this is what I was saying about why I'm very passionate of. If I invest a lot of time and passion into one thing, I don't think it's fair that I have to go and break the same amount of everyone
It's
else.
not even that.
Or take,
What I'm getting at is,
or if something, or if shit hits
what I'm
the fan,
getting at is,
why do I have to take a bigger
It's
pay
not a
cut?
bigger
Finish
pay
what you're
cut.
saying.
No, it is a bigger pay cut. It's about bigger pay and equality.
Because you're
and-
getting paid bigger. But
Why
also,
am I getting paid bigger?
also-
Let's be realistic.
Oh, yeah, why?
Why am I
but
getting
also-
paid bigger? Why am I
also-
getting paid more?
No, but listen,
just answer me.
bro.
If I
No,
have
no,
a
but
debate,
do you
answer
not
my
have a
question.
conscience though? It's bigger than you now. You're the one. Okay, you're the one that might have originated it, but now you've got hundreds of people, family, kids.
Cool.
Health
ask you a
insurance,
question?
healthcare.
Can I ask you a question?
All dependent on you.
Alright,
Does that
but
not weigh on
let me
your
just ask you a
conscience?
question.
Are we
Does
talking
that
about
not weigh on
London,
your
though?
No, no, I'm
conscience?
just going to ask you a
London.
very simple question, yeah? You made a very brilliant statement earlier. It takes a community to raise a child. But at the end of the day, you're the father of the child. So no matter what anyone in the community is going to say, you have the final say. Do you get what I'm saying?
good
So
point.
bro,
Final
I know
say,
matter
yeah.
what worker
No
is
one's
going
not
to
saying-
listen. No, listen to me. You had your say, listen to me. Bro, no matter what anyone's going to tell me in the company, I created this. I worked my ass off nights and nights and nights for this. No one knows what I done to make my company where it is today.
Yeah.
So why do I have to listen to anyone else? Bro, a lion will not
Okay,
lose sleep over
let
the
me-
opinion
let
of
me-
sheep.
okay.
Because you are saying one
I'll
thing,
answer you, I'll answer
I
you.
do not have to agree
I'll
with
answer
it.
you, I'll
Do you get what I'm
answer
saying?
you. I will answer
I
you.
may take the wrong decision and it may go and shit may hit the
I
fan.
will
But you
answer
know
you.
what? As a relationship, when shit goes wrong, if you want to leave, you can leave.
Okay.
But don't try to come back when times are good. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, I will have the
I hear
bigger
that, I hear
paycheck.
that, bro.
I will because
I hear
I've done
that, I
everything
hear
to
that.
be here.
No,
And this
I
is
hear that.
and the
Let me
biggest
finish what
point.
you're saying.
And the biggest point is,
I like that.
and the
Let me
most
finish what you're
important
saying,
point
let me finish
out
what
all of this, and this is what you got to remember: if shit hits the fan so badly, I lose my job. I lose everything.
Everyone loses.
You lose everything, but I could lose everything too. Do you
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
of course, but
so
you're
no,
still
now
set
that
for
I've
life.
lost everything, now that I've lost
could lose
everything,
everything.
why could not I could have
You
made
can't.
no, listen,
Say
I could have
this
made
in here,
choices in life to put myself cool, I earn this much, just in case I ever do come to a position in life where shit goes wrong, I have enough money to look after myself. From coming from where someone I've had nothing, that's how I would think. To make sure I look after myself.
I hear you,
and I
bro.
had to work for other people. So the people working for me should take the same steps. I'm not expecting to have people in my company at the bottom expecting to be there for the rest of their life. No.
Why not?
But why not? Because I know at the bottom of the company they're going to be the best. So if you want to work your way up, and passionate people.
But how are they gonna do it if the
you're
company's
passionate-
not there anymore?
Because if you're passionate about my company, my brand, you will be involved and you can work your way up.
But if you
The
fuck
same
up,
way-
the company's gone.
No, but the same way. So, bro, how many times have you gone into shops, retail stores, yeah, and the customer service that don't give a fuck about
Retail's
their-
the biggest
do you-
example. Yeah.
They don't care,
Yeah,
and this is
they
what I'm
don't
talking
give a
because
fuck.
I'm in the fashion industry,
Yeah,
so
they
I'm
don't
talking
give a
about my
fuck.
brand. So me having my own brand, I would not want someone to be within my brand that's not passionate about it, that don't love it, because you're not going to set a good example about the brand.
Yeah.
So it's not going to go in the right direction. With people, with the right people in your brand, it'll go in the right direction. So yeah, with the right structure, everyone should know their position. It's about playing your position.
Of course.
You can't go up to the boss and say, I want this because I done this and I done it. This week I worked 60 hours, you only work 15. Cool, but you know what? For the last 3 years, I have not had a day off.
Yeah.
Now what?
But that's not the point I'm
No,
making.
that is the point. That is the point, bro.
It's not the point I'm making. It might be your point, but it's not the point I'm making.
What's the point you're making?
My point is when it becomes disproportionate. But also, to add to
Can I
your
ask
point
you how
here.
it
No, listen to me.
Yeah, what is
You're
disproportionate?
Asking me a
does it
question.
become-
Let me answer you.
How does it become
Let me
What is
answer you.
disproportionate?
Let me answer you. Let me answer you. Companies live and die by their reputations. Yeah. So can you not see that if a CEO of a company has taken home a £35 million bonus, but then laid off 1,000 people, how that looks scummy?
Can I say one thing?
Can you not see how that looks scummy?
But can I just...
So
for
there's
that
a thing
point-
called PR. What's PR,
No,
bro?
but you see for that point, yeah, that you said, yeah, you don't know. You see that?
What's
you,
PR?
No, listen, you see for the bonus. Let's say I got 10 retail stores, yeah, bro. 7 of them could have been doing amazing. 3 of them mediocre. 1 of them could have been doing terrible. Do you get what I'm saying? I could have got my bonus from them 6, and that one is what's costing me out of my profit. So yeah, cool. Why am I going to hit something here that's draining me and
Has anyone
and
ever
take
been
my
made
money out?
redundant?
Me.
Has anyone
Yeah.
ever been made
Yeah,
redundant?
yeah.
Why? Because it was doing shit.
Because doing
It's
shit.
never because of disproportionate. It's because workers don't do their job. And
It's
people-
not also
yeah.
not only workers don't do their job. It's people at the top don't do their job.
And the
people at
workers
the
don't
top
do their
lead
job.
it in a shit direction.
Everybody knows.
And it could be the people at the bottom were trying their hardest to make your shit idea work as best they could. So is that fair for me to be fired and lose my job because of your fucking shit idea?
But then,
Honestly,
also,
I hate to say it,
what's
but yes.
PR? What's PR?
Yes,
But
it's
not
fair.
fair.
Can I
It
say
is
one thing?
because
Fuck your
it's
shit
my
idea.
idea.
listen to what I'm
It's
saying
not
to you.
fair.
And nobody would be here anyway.
Can I just make one point?
No.
Back to
What
what
about
you
I
were
just
saying.
close the company?
Wait, JB, listen to what I was saying
Then
to you.
that's up to you. I'm not
Exactly,
saying it's your
yeah. What about
prerogative,
just close the
but also what I'm
Wait,
talking
wait.
about is reputation.
Wait, before you move
PR
on,
is public
wait.
relations. Listen to me, bro.
No,
One
just-
minute.
it's just a
One
point
minute.
what you
I ain't
said.
spoken yet.
Go on.
PR is public relations, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's companies live and die by their reputations. It's how they're foreseen, how they're seen, how they're covered by the media, how people relate to them on a day-to-day basis, how consumers interact with them. You know what I'm saying? If that shit is a low-rated level, that can cause your company to die. And that's got nothing to do with the people that work every day trying to make your shit idea work.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is what I'm saying to you.
go on.
See, when I said to you, the people at the bottom and this and that, if you're not going, you're not rocking with my brand and you're not trying to go in my direction, you
I
have your own
agree.
idea. No, listen.
No, I agree, I
Listen,
agree.
listen. You have your own ideas, then you're not meant to be there. Do you know why? Go and start your own thing. And this is my point, what I was saying to you earlier. I'm not expecting everyone to be there forever. The same way I have had different jobs to try and make myself in a position where I can financially put myself to start my own business. Yeah, cool. I'm not working for someone else and slaving myself for someone else to not make. I know I'm not going to make anywhere near as much as the top person is
We've
going
all
to be
been there,
making.
though.
Yeah, when you work for a company.
So how
Yeah,
can
when you
you-
work for a company, you're never going to make what the
So
guy
how can
the
you
top
tell
works,
me
yeah.
and sit there and say, oh, why do you not want someone to be there forever? Because I know what it's like being at the bottom. You want your own independence. You want your own empire. You want to build your own thing to
No, I
leave to
hear
the
that,
next
but-
generation. So this is what I'm saying. You can't tell me that if by having a place here, that means me putting myself financially in a better place,
Yeah.
it means I have to get rid of these 100 people, then do you know what? I'm going to get rid of these 100 people because they're not doing their part.
Yeah, can I get back to your
It's
original
survival.
point? Because I remember your original point. So no, I just remember.
See, he doesn't remember.
He might not, because we
No, I do
strayed off
remember
so
your
much.
original point.
Your original point, Wes, was in Africa. It's disproportionate.
Are we still talking about Africa?
This was the original point. I lie. This is what we all forgot. That the pay gap in Africa is
No,
disproportionate.
in America, I said there's 100 top CEOs in America. I was talking about.
100
But
top
in
CEOs in
Africa,
America.
no. The reason why it's different is because in Africa, if I'm the place, yeah, that
With the
okay.
combat.
See, like you're saying with your designs, you're the person that sat there, done the designs, done all the time, all the hard work, yeah. Like, it's your thing. It belongs to you. It's underneath you. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? Someone else comes in now and says, oh yeah, I'm gonna just sell this on and I'm gonna make most of the money. How does that work? If somebody else comes in with your resource, you're the mind, you're the creative element behind it, yeah? It's yours. But someone else comes in and decides to sell it on, but then you get a trickle of that profit.
But this
That's
is-
that's what I'm trying to get.
Okay,
at.
that's another drop. You know, that drop is so complex. We have to. That
But
could
like,
last-
why is it always
that
a
could-
different drop when I say something?
No, it's the
though?
same
What?
thing.
You
No,
know
it's the
what
same
I'm
thing.
saying?
It's the
This
same
ain't-
thing.
but
No, it's
to
the
do
one
right-
same
this
thing.
ain't- this ain't
It's
to
the
do
one
what
same
I'm
thing
saying.
you've been saying. Yeah, that's
I
a
get what
different
you're
drop. Yeah, that's a
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
No,
And
This
we
is why
need
I'm
a
saying
good
it's
45
different with
minutes on
Africa
that.
because
We need
of
a good
that.
45
You know what I'm
minutes
saying?
on that one
But
thing,
obviously,
like.
if you're the idea, driving force behind it, then yes, by all means, you should be credited. That's what I'm getting at.
Right, guys, thanks for listening to the first one. It got a bit deep real
Yeah,
quick.
go back.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick. Can I just say that why we had a drop that we didn't cover because we strayed off a bit. Why is crime so high in the black community? And we're definitely shout out to whoever
In the comments below.
Shout out to whoever told me to get that one down. I don't want to bait you up because I don't know if you want to be baited up. But thank you, and we're definitely going to cover that next time, and that's going to be a madness too. Because when I told these
I've
man,
got
the
words
first
for
thing
that.
they said
That's
was,
some
what was the first
bullshit.
thing you lot said?
Change the what?
The
Change
black
the word
team.
black.
The
Yeah.
black community.
It's
The
yeah,
youth.
it's the
Do you know what?
So it's going to be a deep one.
This is another deep drop, innit?
It's a
This
deep
could,
one.
this could be like 3 or 4 drops.
You
I'll be
can't have
honest
too
with
many
you,
deep,
like.
deep,
Yeah.
deep drops in one day.
Do you know what? This can link into our last drop.
It can. Yeah,
This
it
one can
can.
link into our last drop.
Right, thanks
But
for
yeah.
listening. That's it.
See
Shout out
you
to
later,
Justy.
folks.
Shout out to Wes.
Cheers.
Shout out to CFC
Always a
Sams.
pleasure.
And shout out to JB. Look out for the next last drop. I said final. I said last drop.
And shout yourself out if you made it this far as well.
That's off.
was off.
Yeah, wait. I have to repeat what I just said because I said
So what's up?
look out for the next final drop. 'Cause I keep on saying last drop, bro. What happened to me, bro? Someone
The
said
last
it.
drop.
I can cut it up.
So the camera was off and I went.
It's been off for time. I'm sorry, the red
That
light's
was
not
good.
on,
That
innit?
was engaging, man. I like it.
Yeah, wait, I gotta pause it. That was a deep one, boy.